Yes, guys, you know what time it is. It's your boy David at the Irish Hotspur, Ireland's #1 Spurs fan, bringing you tonight the Tottenham fan call-in show. And if you want to come on and share your thoughts and everything else, just grab a membership, grab a white or a gold membership, click on the link in the community section and get yourselves on here, because I do want to see some of the faces behind the names. Look, don't forget, obviously, to do the usual smash a like on the stream. Don't forget to smash or subscribe on the channel. Also, don't be afraid to get your super chats in. It really does help the channel grow and helps take it to the very top, and also helps me be able to put more of my time into creating more and more content. You know what I mean? And it also guarantees when the chat does hot up, like you know it does, that we will be we will stop and discuss your comments. But look, also, I want to keep my deal on the channel membership shout-outs. So channel membership shout-outs: Arthur Everett, Adam Fox, Spartan7 Gaming, Jordo Stevens, Elliot Walsh, Wayne Bonner, Matthew Collins, Will Stewart, THFC Rants, Brian Daigle, Wayne Winter, Joe Grimes, Premier Hotspur TV, Full of Faladin, Danny Kiriakou, Dolphins Cry, Nathan Callow, Kieran MacDonald, Celery Agent, Bob Spur TV, The BG, TJ Lewis, Kev Williams, Rob C, John McCauley, Clegg UK, Jack Kineke, James Watson, The Smasher, and Mary McGee. Big up all the channel members, by the way. Matt, you play a massive part in the Harris Army. I really do appreciate it. And it's time to welcome a few people to the building. Let's kicking off the show right here today with Wayne Bonner. Big up Wayne Bonner, so generous with a massive super chat. He says, "Oh, when the Spurs go marching in. Oh, when the Spurs go marching in." He says, "Bring on Ole Gunnar shoe shiner. My work boots are dirty and need a good spit and a polish. Come on, you Spurs." Big up Wayne Bonner. Absolutely love that, man. But as soon as I seen it, he gave me a great giggle, I have to say. Fair play to you. Absolutely loved it. We also so let's welcome a few more people to the building. We have Mr. K. He says, "Come on, you Spurs. Hashtag Harris Army. Big yourself up, Mr. K. How you doing, my man?" We have Rob from the Last Minute Winner podcast. He says, "Samba Soldier in the house." Big up, Rob. Jack Kaneke says, "Enoch out, Harris Army in." Big up, Jack. Absolutely love that. We have Paul Brown as well. He says, "Evening all. Come on, you Spurs." Big up, Paul Brown. The Smasher says, "Like and sub, guys." Big up. Wayne Winter says, 3-0 Spurs Sunday. Come on, you Spurs. He's going absolutely big. He's going big. I absolutely love it, Wayne Bonner. I love your confidence, man. All done. He says, "Like, subscribe, etc." Big up. We have Cody Mack in the building. I swear, he says, "Everywhere we go, everywhere we go." Come on, Cody Mack. Absolutely love it. Big up Will Stewart, my man. Big up Pete from the Lane. Big up George, Tottenham fan. He says, "Could I come on, mate? I was the kid on Premier Hotspur." Yeah, 100%. Just get in contact with Simon there, man. No problem at all. Mr. K, he's saying hi to everybody. Big up fan, everything football. MS, hi David, hello chat. Come on, you Spurs, we can do this. Absolutely love it. Tottenham Bible, Fan Bible says, "Come on, you Spurs." Sean Moran, big up David. Come on, you Spurs. Big yourself up. Sean Mitchell, everybody was on the channel there last night. Big up, Sean. He says, "Looking forward to the show." Hashtag Irish Army. 100%, my man. Well, without further ado, lads, we're going to bring on Joe Grimes. He's been waiting. He's been patient. He's been here early as well. Big up, Joe. How you keeping, lad?
All good, David. Thanks for having me on. I didn't think I'd be on there this evening with fucking college deadlines and stuff, but nice. I love coming on here having a chat with you about Spurs.
No, look, I appreciate you putting your college work aside and, getting your priorities in order, which is the Harris Army first, college work second. I absolutely love that, my man.
100%. Harris Army all the way.
No, look, these fan shows wouldn't happen with you, without the likes of you and other channel members coming on and having a discussion. So what do you want to talk about today? There's loads of things we can talk about.
Yeah, it was just last couple of days I was thinking about me to talk to Dave about the board and like how the commercial side and the football side is run like chalk and cheese, and it's just so frustrating, man, the way it is. How our football side of things, the way it's run, it's a bit shambolic, to be honest, especially recruitment.
Yeah, no, it is. It's absolutely shocking. Look, with Enoch, the business side has been absolutely phenomenal. You can't question that. The business side and the money they generate, absolutely brilliant. When it comes to the football side, I think maybe Daniel Levy needs to find someone that he can trust to identify the players, and someone that he can trust, that if they say to him, look, spend that extra 10 million, get that better player. I do think you will see fortunes improve. And I agree with you, man. It's very frustrating, and it's something we do need to get sorted out. What's your opinion on it?
Yeah, I always refer back to Leicester and their recruitment. Like ourselves and Leicester, we both kind of fish in the same pond for players, but Leicester don't. They're proactive, not reactive. When they identify a player, they go and get him. Like, remember when they signed Madison in 2018? That was the summer we signed nobody. So in that situation, we should have been all over that transfer. We missed out on Grealish. Is that right? We'll go get Madison out, but no. Instead of we didn't say anything.
I think Madison was at Norwich at the time, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
And we were linked with him heavily. And just never got the deal done.
Yeah, that was just like that. Those two transfers, Grealish and Madison, would have transformed our team, and even they signed Harry Maguire that summer as well. I know, I made laugh at Harry Maguire. Like he's not a great player, but he's definitely improving on what we have if we got him in that time as well. It's just.
With Harry Maguire, I actually think he is a good defender. I just think him and Lindelof are not a good partnership. I agree with you there.
Yeah, he's decent player. He's definitely better than what we have, but the bar is so low for our centre backs. It's just shocking. But your man Steve Hitchen, he's just not good enough for what we need. And you might notice, but he was actually promoted to the board last summer. Did you know that?
No, I didn't actually.
Yeah, I read an article. Alistair Gold put an article talk about the changes at the board level, and we brought in this guy Trevor Birch or something like that, and Steve Hitchen was promoted to the board. Like, that's just not good. That's a reward and failure, in my opinion. There's no accountability in the board level, if you ask me.
No, I agree with you. Look, I don't agree with that absolutely at all. It's shocking because at the end of the day, he's just going to do the board's interests. You know what I mean? For me, he's not going to push the board for extra quality in players. Do you know what? Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, he's a yes man.
It's worrying.
He's basically a yes man, and
that's exactly what he is.
Yeah,
he's another fall guy.
Yeah, and that's why I feel sorry for Jose Mourinho. Like, I personally don't think Jose Mourinho is the right man for the job, but I do feel sorry for him because the players he has to work with, and his hands are tied behind his back, and he's not able to bring in the players that he wants to bring in to get us to where we need to go. Because if we do that, we will win things. But if Jose doesn't have the players he wants, then we're going nowhere. It's just so frustrating.
No, look, 100%. I think that, look, in clubs, there's always an element of them buying players that will outlast the manager, that they think will outlast managers. And you know what I mean? They're always going to have an eye on a squad that they want. But that also there has to be a mix where when you bring in a manager and you trust in him, you do have to, go and get the players that he identifies for his system. It doesn't have to be loads. It just has to be 2 or 3 players that he wants to bring in, that he identifies, that will help his system flourish the way he wants it to flourish. And I agree with you. But the thing is, this problem's going to outlast Mourinho. I've come to the point. I couldn't care who's in charge next week. I'm not arsed with this Mourinho in, Mourinho out debate anymore, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I just want Tottenham to succeed and win trophies. And for me, look, if Mourinho gets sacked and another manager comes in, it's going to get the same support. But ultimately, you're still going to see the same failings unless the squad is rotated. And we're at a time now at Tottenham where they're just going to have to put their faith in a manager. They're going to have to let him bring in the players he wants. And then after that, then you can go back to the cycle of where the board can also identify players. Do you know what I mean? But until then, because there's so much problems and gaps that need to be fixed, they're just going to have to bring in a manager who they identify and buy his players solely, and that's it, and build the foundations on Tottenham from there.
Even just the director of football, Luis Campos, was for about a year, he was talking about how he'd love to work with Jose Mourinho and all this, but why didn't we bring him in? There was no excuses there why we didn't bring him in. For me, that's just not good enough, and it's just bad man.
They're not going to sack a board member in Steve Hitchen, are they?
They should.
They won't. They won't. If they've employed Steve Hitchen to do that role, and now that you said that, you've read the article from Alistair Golden that he is actually a member of the board. Well, there's no wonder why they're not looking to bring in Campos. Do you know what I mean? If that's the case, because they're not gonna get rid of Hitchin if he's a member of the board, are they?
No, that's where my argument is. Like, this, it's just full of yes men, and there's no accountability. It's just all the blame on the football side just goes to the manager when the issue is actually bigger than the manager. It always will be with Enoch in charge.
Yeah, no, look, I agree with you, and I've always said them actually having Jose in charge right now is doing them a favour, because there's the fan base is split between, you know, Jose in, Jose out, and then you have the people that sit on the fence. And the thing is, because everyone has such polarising opinions, and everyone wants to get their opinion out there and be heard, you know, Enoch are kind of sidestepped for the minute. People know Enoch are there. They always say, oh yeah, Enoch are a problem, but you know what I mean, go back to the manager. But once they get in San Marino and get in a manager that everyone gets behind, well, everyone's only going to ask one question, and that's the board. They're only going to go to one place because they have no one to divide it anymore. Jose is actually doing them a favour right now.
Yeah, and even now with Jose Mourinho in charge, it's kind of exposing the board as well. Think about it, like, we never as fans talked about the board as much of it as we have this year. If you think about it, there's no.
Yeah, no, 100%. I agree with you.
Nearly every stream you go on nowadays, the board is always mentioned, and will Jose Mourinho get the players he wants, or will he get sacked? Will they bring in another manager similar to Pochettino and make him work with the squad of players? Or it's just it's never been as loud as it has been this season.
Yeah, look, see, the problem is that a lot of our squad is just players that they're just uncoachable at this point. No matter who's in charge,
they're not good enough. That's
no.
We don't, our eyes don't lie to us. There's some players in that team. They're just not. They shouldn't be at our club. That's the bottom line. And how they're still here, it's an absolute disgrace. The players,
100%.
Average players being here for 7-8 years. That's just unacceptable. You know,
and this is the thing that grinds my gears about it, Joe. I don't know whether you agree or not. Is that no other top club really has that problem. Clubs that go and win things, they don't have that problem because they're ruthless. They don't use sentimental issues or you've done this, you've done that. You're not performing, you're gone. That's it. Yeah. You know what I mean? And we just don't have that mean streak.
No, and the only club I can think of that's similar to us is Arsenal, and look where they are.
Yeah.
Both clubs, both in very similar situations. They have average players that they're clearly not good enough, and they have a board that won't put their hand in their pocket. And both of us are just looks like hoping that, but looks like both of us are kind of in decline, and Arsenal are definitely in decline. You see them last night; they're a shambles. I just don't want us to go in that direction.
And the thing is with Arsenal as well is, right, so they spent so many years doing the cheat thing, getting rid of the manager, bringing in another manager, getting them to work with a group of players, just bringing in a player here or there. And what's ultimately happened is now that they have Mikel Arteta in, complete wrong coach for the Premier League, to be honest with you, right? Complete wrong coach for Arsenal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But any Arsenal fans watching, you know, Arteta in, trust the process. But with Arteta, see, the thing is, because the fans copped on and started having a go at the board, right? What they've done is now, and the club, the board, the fans, they've all dug their heels in behind the wrong manager completely now. But the only reason why they're doing it is because, you know, they've already gone through this process of hiring and firing managers, and it hasn't worked for them. So now they're at a point where they're just completely dug in with it and won't change it.
They've nowhere to
go. And I don't want them to end up like that.
Yeah, Arsenal have nowhere to go. They can sack Arteta now, because who can they bring in now? This is 3 managers now since Wenger. So they have to trust the process.
But other managers looking from the outside in, you know, any top managers, Wenger, Unai Emery, they both can't be bad managers. You know, Unai Emery's won he's won Europa Leagues and everything else. You know what I mean? They both can't be bad managers. And ultimately, I felt the reason why they probably ended up with Arteta is because they couldn't attract a top manager. Everyone looking out from the outside in, well, the board are tight. I'm going to end up taking the brunt and the cost of it. And you know what I mean? Why would I take that and ruin my CV?
Yeah, it was either Ancelotti or Arteta, and they chose Arteta for long term, whatever. I don't know what they were thinking, to be honest.
I don't know either, Joe. But look, I just have to get up, go through a few comments. Danny Kiriakou, look, if you're a white member or gold member, the link is in the community section, my man. We have MS. He says, "Hi, Joe. Do you guys think the rest this week will do us good and be an advantage to us?" Joe, I'll let you take that, lad.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have a clue with the team anymore. We couldn't even beat Newcastle over 2 games. So I don't know. We could go out and win 5-0. We could go out and lose 5-0. Who knows? But I don't know what this team anymore.
That's the truth, man. That is the truth. Spot on. Wayne Bonner says, for a business man, Levy doesn't take many chances. No, look, 100%. See, the thing is, he's not really a businessman. He's an investment man. And with investment people, I think Danny Kiriakou would know more about this than me, to be honest with you. But, you know, they tend to weigh up the risks. And if there's not enough reward in it, they don't take it. And, you know, they don't really take too much gambles either. But big up Wayne Bonner. I appreciate the super chat, my man, and great comment. Marcelo, he says, "How we doing, lads? How you keeping, Marcelo? I hope you're keeping well, my man. Thanks for tuning in, lad. If you're watching, do get on, lad." Colin Turner, we wouldn't pay the extra 3 or 4 million for Madison Grealish. The rest is history. Yet we paid 35 million for Sissoko. 100%. We could have also. We were in the window for Mane that time, and we decided against that. You know, so that's the thing. You know, we ended up paying out for Sissoko. I just don't get it. But big up Colin Turner. Fenn, he's absolutely loving that. Marcelo's in the building. We have the artist Jamison. He says everything is going to be okay. I found my lucky lapel badge 2 months ago. I lost it. Well, I hope you're right, my man. I hope you're right. The Smasher says, like the stream, guys, get the like mark to 40 likes. Big up the Smasher. It should be more than 40. There's 52 watching. I want 52 likes. Mr. K says, David, the board only brings in managers they can afford. You know what you're getting when you take a manager on. You know what type of players they need, how much they'd cost, etc. What do you make on that, Joe?
Sorry, board brings in managers.
Mr. K says, the board only brings in managers they can afford. You know what you're getting when you take a manager on. You know what type of players they'd need, how much they'd cost, etc.
Yeah, and we see now we brought in Jose Mourinho, the man who has been backed in nearly every single job that he's been at, and yeah, if you don't give, he's only workman's only as good as the tools he has, and if you don't give Jose Mourinho the tools, you're not going to go very far, are you? So
no, that's the truth. That's the truth, and it doesn't even have to be Jose Mourinho. It's any manager. Look, ultimately, you end up costing Poste's job by not giving him the tools and putting the reinvestment in. You know what I mean? Yeah. So, and Poch is beloved by all of us Spurs fans. And look, it's just we're in a situation at the minute where the board kind of have to sit back and be like, right, we want to be a top club where we go and win things, or we don't. It's, you know what I mean. And Paul Brown says here, if the team owners showed half the desire I want as the fan base, we'd be smiling. 100%, Paul. I fully agree with you. You know what I mean? I don't know. Look, I just don't know what they want from Tottenham anymore. I don't know whether they want to sell it. I don't know whether they want to take us forward and, you know, onto the next stage after building what they've already built. I just don't know anymore, and that's the thing. I think that's the same in all of us fans. But Joe, is there anything else you want to talk about, man? Before we bring on before I bring on another guest.
Yeah, just briefly, would you take Gareth Bale next year? Personally, I wouldn't. I wouldn't take him back.
Well, that's a tough one. That's a tough one because look, we've put all the time and effort into getting him fit. Do you know what I mean? We spent most of this season doing that. So if he goes and has a good Euros, and we spent that time getting fit, and then ultimately ends up going over somewhere else and ends up performing, you'd be a bit raging and a bit pissed off. But at the same time, Bob Spur said something earlier on, and I kind of agree with him. Probably 4 good games he's probably had this season. Do you know what I mean? Does that warrant keeping him? Probably not as well. So I don't know, you know. I don't know where I'm at with the Gareth Bale one, to be honest with you. I'm going to see what he offers us over the next 8 games. Even if he gets game time. Who knows?
Yeah, but bro, like, we brought this guy in to be the game changer, not to look good against Burnley and Palace, and then get exposed.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Then get exposed when we play a half-decent team. That's not why we brought this guy in, and people saying that he'll perform for the fans or in there next year. I just don't see it. Don't see it, lad. think we just need to cut our losses with this deal and move on, get someone younger and more hungry in, to be honest.
Yeah, no, look, I can see what you're saying. Look, I fully agree with you. I can't even disagree with that. But look, before I let you go, I want your score prediction and then a big come on, you Spurs.
Score prediction, I'm going to go for 1-1. I'd be happy with a draw, to be honest. Yeah, I'll take a draw. So
yeah, I say, look, I want to win. I want to win, but I'm gonna look. I don't let too many people away with giving me a draw or score prediction, but I'm gonna let you away with it, Joe.
Yeah, thanks, David. Yeah, it's the pessimist coming out with me now, but hopefully to prove me wrong. Right.
Give me a big come on, you Spurs, before you go, man.
Come on, you Spurs. Let's get this win.
That's what I'm talking about, Joe. It's been absolutely brilliant, man, and I'll be in touch with you on Twitter. All right.
No worries. Thanks, David. Thanks for having me on. Cheers, guys.
See you, man. Thank you. I'll see you again.
Cool.
Big up, Joe, everybody. Joe, absolute brilliant guest. I absolutely love Joe. Great to talk to. Interesting point he made there as well. And interesting he brought out that, Hitchin is on the board and stuff like that. Big up, Joe. Absolutely love that chat. And he got more time out of me than what I usually give. Big up, Joe. And big up, Paul Brown, for that super chat, by the way. But look, let's bring in the next guest. We have Rob C. He's been waiting patient. He's been very patient as well with us. Rob C., how are you keeping, my man?
Yeah, I'm good, Dave. How are you, mate?
Yeah, no, I'm all good. You can see I'm chipper. I'm happy, lad. Just quickly, we have a super chat to get to there. I have to take it. It's a part of the agreement with the super chats. It's Brian C. He says, lads, do you think the board will be forced into investing this summer, as doesn't make any sense to have the best stadium in the world and training ground, but not an elite squad to match? What do you think on that, Robbie?
Well, yeah, they definitely need to invest. Whether they will is a different question, right? So yeah, it's a very valid point. You know, we've got the best stadium, in the world potentially. We've got the exposure in the US for the NFL. We've got a stunning training ground, which we, rent out to other teams across Europe. We can't, just stand back and just be happy with the squad that we've got. We need to invest, but it's whether Levy will reach into his pocket or whether they'll go and try and find some bargains, like I said to you earlier, slapping each other on the back if they sign Phil Jagielka from Sheffield United or something like that. So, but yeah, they've got to if they want to go forward. But I think they've got to, otherwise they're going to have carnage on their hands. As soon as the fans are back in that stadium, if there's no investment, then there's going to be riots. There really will be.
No, 100%. Look, everyone asked the question, about what's the reaction going to be like to Mourinho when the fans are back in the ground, but what's the reaction going to be to ENIC as well? Because there's more and more people talking about ENIC. People I see talking about ENIC that I never thought would have talked about ENIC before, and it's becoming more and more a thing because I think, and it goes with Brian C's comment, we've the best stadium, we've the best training complex in the world. Mourinho also said Pochettino also said there's no point to having a mansion if you don't have the furniture to fill it. You know what I mean? So all the sounds and everything around the club, it's like that stadium and that training complex was built for this. Do you know what I mean? So I think they do have to. I think they do have to put the appropriate investment in the summer. People say, "Look, the money's not there, this, that, and the other." But at the end of the day, our board members are multi-billionaires. You know what I mean? Yeah. At the end of the day, they can put some money into the club. And I know people are going to say financial fair play, this, that, and the other. I get it, right? But most clubs get away with it nowadays. You know what I mean? Anyway, but at the same time, they're still allowed to put so much in. They can still fund things.
Yeah, absolutely. We heard about this 5-year plan, which ended with the building of the stadium and going forward. So, you think the end of that plan would have been for us to be, pushing for a league title, pushing for Champions League consistently. And if that's where the board see us, then they need to follow that up with the investment. But they just don't seem to be doing that. No,
they don't. It's super annoying. But it's your time now. Big up Brian C for the super chat. I really do appreciate it, my man. So generous. You didn't have to do it. I appreciate it. Everyone else, get your super chats in as well. Let us know what you think. But what do you want to talk about, Robbie?
Well, this let's talk about the sort of elephant in the room, shall we? Let's talk about the defense, right? I mean, it is shocking. I mean, some of these defenders, and I mean, some of the viewers here probably won't go back to the 90s and know about that time period, but Sanchez's performance on Sunday just reminded me of like Stuart Nethercott or Gary Doherty back in the 90s. Absolutely dreadful defenders, right?
Yeah.
And it just makes you think, where are we going to go for this Sunday? Because there seems to be some sort of rift going on potentially with Aurier and Toby. And I just don't know who is going to play, what our best defense is. And obviously, we've been linked this week with Anderson, Botman, and Vestergaard keeps coming back up. But, can you realistically see us making an investment in 2 quality defenders this summer? Or are we just going to go and buy people, that Hitchin and Levy think are a good deal, but ultimately don't, meet the caliber, and we get another Moon Boots or someone else like that at the back, and get another dreadful defender, but hey, he only cost us 10 million when we could have paid 15, 20 for Anderson or someone like that, or even Milinkovic, someone like that, right, who are in the final year of the contract. So
no, look, I fully see your point. Me personally, all I'm going to say to Daniel Levy and Joe Lewis, Enoch, Tavistock Group is do that at your peril. And that's not a threat or anything like that. But the Spurs fans are awake now. They're awake now. They're not going to accept that. They can see through all this now. You know what I mean? We don't get hyped up by that anymore. We can see through it now. And I think if they do that, they're really going to create a very toxic atmosphere. A very, very toxic atmosphere.
Yep.
And, I just don't think they can afford to do it. Why keep trying to... look, we're at the stage now. Why keep trying to plug the gaps with 10, 15 million pound players hoping they work out? Like, we're at a point now where look, Toby next season, is he going to be here? Me personally, I don't know. I don't think so, I would like to keep him around, but I just don't think he will be here. I know there's a lot of Cody Mack came up with a thing that he reckons that he's the mole in the camp, and that's my sorry, that Jose is not playing him. But we don't have a centre-back partnership. All we have right now, you'd arguably say, going forward next season is probably Joe Rodon, right? So they have to go and sign 2 centre-backs, first of all. But they also have to go and sign 2 centre-backs to form a partnership that complement each other. So for me, I think they need one animal who will dominate in the air, and then another player who's absolutely brilliant at passing, who has a good passing range to him. And I do think one of them 100% needs to be left-footed. Look, it doesn't have to be. You will get away with playing a right-footed on the left side centre-back. A lot of clubs do it. But ideally, if you could get a left-sided centre-back, but they have to go and sign 2 this summer, and it has to be 2 that they think can form a partnership.
Yeah. So, but I mean, like, if you're gonna get some of the defenders out, right? So, say you want to, I saw on your list, right? You got Sanchez and we've got Dyer, right? And you get rid of those 2, you keep Toby, then you still got to sign 2 defenders, right? But if Toby's going to go this summer, then you've got to keep one of those, either Sanchez or Dyer, right? You can't get rid of all 3. Sadly, so you're going to end up with some deadwood there potentially. So my hopes are that it's Sanchez and Dyer that go, and we keep Toby because he's a quality defender. But there's something not quite right there, and I see Marcelo's comment about the Toby situation. There's something not right going on there, and it feels like that period at the end of the Poch era where Alderweireld and Poch didn't get on whatsoever. So it's something weird, but. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but
in terms with Toby, look, I think he's a quality centre back. Ideally, I do want to keep him around. If he's a problem in the camp, right? Ultimately, he has to go. You can't have that in your dressing room. You just can't have people leaking stuff and everything else causing problems. But the thing is, with Dyer and Sanchez, you can still get rid of one of them. But what I will say is that they won't feature nowhere near as prominently as they have this year, because you'll have obviously the two you probably bring in, Joe Roden and them. You know what I mean? So they'll be a lot further down the pecking order. So we won't have to see them nowhere near as much, especially Moon Boots or Mr. GPS Sanchez. You know what I mean? Which is a big plus, because right now, like this season, we've had to chop and change, because no matter who plays, they just can't get a good run of games together, because all they do is make mistakes. They can't defend.
No, exactly. But have you seen the comment that Dyer's come out with this week? I think he's clinging on to this being his last big contract, about when he passes away, he wants his ashes scattered at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and all that. And it's just, I think he's trying to, cling on to that sentimentality that Levy's always got, and trying to keep that last contract that he can. And it's just, To be honest with you, I actually find it concerning that he thinks that, he has that status, to be honest with you. I find that very concerning. Exactly, right? So if someone like Harry Kane or someone come along and say that, you go like, yeah, fair play, right? But Dyer, what's the most you've ever done? Right? It's, you can't say that he's been a legend at the club or anything like that. He's been inconsistent all the time, right? His probably biggest moment was when he scored that first goal under the Pocher, the West Ham goal. Other than that, he's been pretty inconsistent. I mean, this season has been absolutely awful. So yeah, you're absolutely right. He hasn't got the stature to come out with something like that. But
what's worrying as well is that coincides with him coming out saying he thought he had a good season. You know what I mean? Not so long before that, it was kind of like what it felt like to me is like, what's all the panic and the talk about? I'm having a good season, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, the guy questions on a set piece whether he's recording Coronation Street or not, and he thinks he's having a good season.
Well,
he's getting bet in the air by little midgets, 5'5" people. And he's walking around like he's Iron Man. He's charging up the stands, right? Charging into the stands, into the fans, and he's getting bet by a 5'5" man. What is he doing? The guy's a calamity.
Maybe he's watching a film.
Clown shoes on him and nicknamed him Bobo because he's pissing me off.
Oh yeah, exactly. No, maybe he's been watching something and he's dreamt that he's this class player at Spurs or something, and but I don't know. But yeah, it's not on. But yeah.
Just answer Marcelo's question there, Rob. What do you think of the Toby situation?
I don't know. I mean, Toby, I always thought that Toby and Jan always come across as pretty honest, decent guys. You when you watch the documentary, everything like that, they seem pretty honest, pretty genuine, and certainly felt like they had a care for the club and being at Spurs. Toby, for me, is always, he's been our most consistent defender this season. But you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. There was rumours that Toby wasn't enjoying all the multiple training sessions under Poch, all the travel and everything. I think he's very much a family man. So whether that's had a bearing on it this season, and
staying in all them 5-star luxurious hotels with your dinner made and prep, it must be hard. I can get missing your family and everything else, but honestly, it must be so stressful traveling to 5-star hotels, being paid $100,000 a week to do so. Honestly,
so stressful. But I don't know. It's. I'd be surprised if it was Toby. For like I say, he comes across as being quite a genuine guy. Always seems to be willing to fight for the club and whatnot. But I don't know. Maybe he's just got. Maybe he thinks that he's the voice of the dressing room. Maybe as a senior player, he thinks he's got a bit more clout around the club or something like that. And maybe it's something that Jody doesn't take. Maybe they clash a little bit. I don't know. It's a strange one, man. It really is. It's so strange.
Yeah, no, it is. It's strange. I don't know. Look, everything going on at this club, and to be honest with you, that's why I'm getting more and more cranky and more harsh, because I'm done with all this nicety. I'm done with it. Yeah. Just start producing. It's all we want. It's not hard. You get paid to do it. You know what I mean? I've always been like, this and that and everything else, but I've just gone to the point where just shut your mouth, get out to the pitch, perform. You're being paid $100,000 a week to do so. Just do it. You know what I mean? I can't walk into a normal job and just say, look, I don't feel like performing today. They'd send me home. You know what I mean? Or they'd sack me. They'd be like, what are you talking about? You're sacked. I'll just replace you. But Tottenham, that doesn't happen.
No, exactly. There's not enough people fighting for the badge, whatever. There's a lot of people there, like Ali and that, who've just lost lost their spark, lost their passion for the game. You know, they've got that big contract, and then they don't feel they need to work hard anymore. You know, it's just I don't know. It's yeah.
No, 100%. Is there anything else you want to talk about, my man, before I get the next guest on?
So just quickly then, so this week I was watching the Norwich game, 7-0 to Norwich, and Oliver Skipp.
Yes,
absolutely stunning game, and I don't know if you saw the highlights. He was everywhere, and for that penalty that he got, run the whole length of the pitch, absolutely amazing. But his positional play and everything, it's like he's coming to the end of his career, or he's in the peak of his career. You wouldn't think that he's as young as he is, but I'm just wondering if the polished and finished article yet, whether he needs maybe one more season of Premier League exposure to really hone those skills a bit more, or whether we should bring him back in the summer. Just question for you, really, and what you think about that.
Me, for Skipp, look, you have to bring him back in. You have to. Look, Moussa Sissoko's not pulling up trees. Harry Winks definitely isn't pulling up trees. He doesn't have the strength or the what would I call it? Not strength as well, but he wouldn't have the cojones to even do that. You know what I mean? Look, Winks. After that, what you're looking at? You have Lo Celso and Ndombele. Lo Celso's been injured for a long time, and look, we haven't really had a like for Højbjerg. So for me, I do think Ollie Skipp can do that. But so for me, I think you bring him in. He's young, hungry. He's off the back of a great season at Norwich. He's playing in England under 21s. So next step for him is come back to Tottenham. Fight for his place. He's a player that Mourinho's liked, He's also a player that Pochettino liked. Pochettino has given him minutes towards the end of his tenure as well. So the potential is there. And for me, what he has that Winks doesn't is he's not afraid to go after things and make things happen. He's not scared. He just has that youthfulness. He goes out, he plays the game. Winks is scared. Sissoko's not pulling up trees. So for me, you bring him back in, that frees you up to sell Winks and Sissoko 100%. So for me, 100%, I think we keep him because we need players chomping at the bit, pushing players for the positions at Tottenham, because this is the problem. We've had so many games this year that, there hasn't been players pushing players for position, but they've still been given game time because the amount of games we've had to play, and they have to play somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
To give other players a rest.
Exactly. I honestly think that you need. I don't know. I think that Skipp might. Well, I mean, he can learn on the job, right? But I think he'd really he'd do really well if he had like another loan spell and get some Premier League experience, like a full season, right? But I'd love to see him next to Højbjerg. For me, I don't think Ndombele really fits in that double pivot role. For me, it seems that he needs to do one too many twists and turns to get out of trouble rather than just making the passes that he needs to. And I think you find since he's been playing there, Højbjerg's been having to do a lot more tracking back, which is probably why we've seemed a bit more unstable at the back. So I think, someone like, I think Skipp would do a good job there, but I just hope that he comes back and he can slot in well. I'm sure he will,
Yeah. No, I'm sure he will. Look, I think he's going to take to the Premier League like a duck to water, to be honest with you. I think he's going to hit the ground running at Tottenham, and I think he's a big career. But before I let you go, Rob, I want to know your score prediction, and I want your biggest come on, you Spurs.
Yeah, so I think for this Sunday, right, Spurs love doing this to us, right? They're going to get our hopes up again. I reckon we're going to get a 2-1 victory this Sunday. And then we're thinking top 4 back on before we go and lose to Everton or something like that, right, the following week, badly. But yeah, so that's my prediction for this weekend. So 2-1. Well, hopefully we can build on that, but we should wait and see. But but anyway, thanks for having me on, David. Appreciate it. But come on, you Spurs.
No problem, Rob. It's been an absolute pleasure. I've really enjoyed this conversation. You're a great man to chat to, and I hope to see more of you, my man. I'll be in touch on Twitter.
Nice one. Cheers, Dave.
I'll see you. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for coming on. Absolute gent. Absolute gent, my man. Big up, Rob, by the way, guys. Big up, Rob. Absolute gent. Absolute great conversation. Let's bring on the Smasher here next. Big up the Smasher. How are you keeping, man? Just before we have a quick conversation, we have a super chat from Dark Sun G21. He says, what I find funny? If we beat United, Liverpool beats Villa, Chelsea draws with Palace, and West Ham loses to Leicester. All 4 teams are tied with 52 points. I want that strange thing to happen. Big up, Dark Sun G21. My man, where do you get all this? You are always coming in with the stats, the facts, and everything else. You're an absolute legend, and I agree with you. I would love for that to happen. That'd be very, very interesting. And of course, it means we beat United, so it's absolutely perfect. Big up, Dark Sun G21. Look, I haven't given you comment of the day yet. I'm still leaving that with Wayne. He made me giggle and everything else. Big up for the super chat, my man. Thank you so much. And if you have any more stats or anything else like that, get back to me with them. I gladly get them up, my man. But big up then the Smasher. How are you keeping, lad? Oh, I can't hear you. You're on mute, man.
Yeah, there we go. I have had some headache this day, so I've been pretty bad, but I'm fine now. So, so hopefully the headache will go away.
I appreciate you from coming on, man. I really do appreciate that.
No
where did you say you're from? Norway, is it, or Denmark?
Norway, yeah.
Norway.
Yeah.
Haaland, Odegaard, Sanderberg.
I will try to convince them to sign. No, I'm just kidding.
So what do you want to talk about, my man?
I want to firstly talk about Gareth Bale's situation, because I feel like it was a mistake to bring him in, because his wages are so costly for us, and I'm not even sure if it was a good thing to do by the club in the situation we are in, considering we're in a pandemic, and also, I don't know. What do you think about that?
On Gareth Bale?
Yeah, just general on Gareth Bale.
With Gareth Bale, look, I think when we signed him, we all knew that we were going to give him about 3 to 4 months to get back up to speed, get fit and everything else. But I think what we were expecting then is more out of Gareth Bale, to be honest, than what he's produced. Look, he has done some good things. But like the previous guest was saying, and like Joe was saying as well, that he hasn't really produced enough, has he? You know what I mean? Like he's like they were saying, in the big games he tends to go missing, and we just can't afford for that to happen. But it's a tough one, because we put all that time to getting him fit. If he has a good end to the season and it has a good Euros, then you'd maybe weigh it up. Look, do we take that punt again? But look at Gareth Bale. I don't know where I'm at the minute. For me, if it's not Wales, Tottenham, Golf Madrid, he can fuck off. I don't want him. If it's not that order, that's for me, because I want him to be passionate. I want him to be here, and I want him to have the passion and the desire to get out there and bring great success for not only Tottenham Hotspur Football Club, but the fan base as well, and the Harris Army, because we're all getting fed up of it now.
Yeah, I love the guy. I'm passionate, so much passionate about him. But I feel like in this state of the club we are in, I feel like it was simply just a mistake for us to just sign him, because I don't think he has come up with what he actually got in him, like when he has played. And I feel like, it was just simply a mistake. I believe it might be controversial. I know people are going to disagree with me, but it's my opinion.
Yeah, look, everyone's entitled to their opinion, lad. Everyone's entitled to it. Just quickly, I just want to big up Danny Kiriakou. He's become a member. Big up, my man. Absolutely love it, lad. Anyone else that wants to become a member, there is a ping message in the twat, or in the chat. Sorry, not the twat, the chat. And then and then in the description below, you can also there's a link to the channel membership. So just press that join button beside the subscribe button. You know what I mean? And also, there's a good few people in here watching now. Smash that like button on the stream as well. Anyone new, smash subscribe on the channel. And also, get your super chats in, lad. Get the super chats in. Let us know your opinions. But sorry, go on.
Yeah, I just want to talk about Mourinho's time here at Spurs, because I feel like if he doesn't win against United, he's probably gonna get fired, because that will probably not reach the Champions League. It might, but it is looking so distant for us, the Champions League. And I don't feel like if we don't produce a victory against United, then we are not in the reach of it. So I'm kind of in a love and hate stage of Mourinho right now, but I'm not sure if he's gonna last until the end of the season, to be honest, because his players are not playing for him. He's not getting any backup from any of the players. It's just one man show. Harry Kane saving us a point against farmers like Newcastle. If we didn't have Harry Kane, we would probably be in the relegation battle. I'm not sure, but that's my opinion about Mourinho's state now, because he is on the edge of his contract right now. I feel like if he doesn't turn up, if the team doesn't turn up against United, he'll get sacked soon. I don't know what you think of that about that.
Look, for me with the United game, I do think our top four hopes probably depend on winning it. To be honest with you, that is my opinion. I do think if we don't win that, look, even if we draw, we still have hopes. I think just it's slimmer, but we still have hopes. But if we lose it, I don't think there's any coming back from it. I can't see us picking up enough form or anything else to go and get top four. Do I think he should be sacked? Look, I don't really care at this stage, to be honest with you. Look, for me, no matter what manager you bring in, the same things are going to happen. The same things are going to happen no matter what manager is in charge. No manager is going to get any better out of these players. And I can tell you that now. You know, you look out from the outside in, Pochettino, Jose Mourinho, both can't be bad managers. Both cannot be bad managers. And for me, it's, do I think he'd be sacked after United game? Look, my opinion on it is I don't think he will. I don't think he will. For me, I actually think he's here next season, to be honest with you. I think he is going to be given the summer transfer window regardless of what happens this season, even if we don't make top four and don't win the cup final. I do think they're going to keep him, and I do think they'll try and back him. But regardless, they have to back whoever comes in this summer anyway. And that's just my personal opinion. That's just from what I see on the documentary, the way he interacts with Levy and everything else. That's just my opinion. Now, shoot me down if you want. I don't care. But that's just what I interpret from what I see.
Yeah, I didn't mean to say he was going to get sacked after the United game, but he's more likely to get sacked if he doesn't win against United. That was I was going to say.
Sorry, say that again?
I didn't mean to say he was going to get sacked if he doesn't win against United, but if he doesn't win, then he's more likely to get sacked.
Yeah, well, obviously, look, the odds are stacked up against him, but with how much it's going to cost to sack him and everything else, I just don't see them sacking him. Regardless, look, even if we don't get top four, look, if we miss off by top four by an absolute mile, and it's clear that none of these players, the likes of Kane and Hugo, even come out and they're making sounds. Then it's inevitable he has to go. He has to go.
Yeah,
but for 100%. Me, why is other players' voices like Winks and Sissoko, why are they more powerful than? Why are some of our fan base treating them more powerful than Harry Kane's and Hugo Lloris's? I don't understand that.
Yeah, it's simply they are making mistakes every game. Like I have seen a stat on Winks, he makes mistakes 3 games at a time. So. And he has cost us like 8 or 9 points in league. Only him, and I don't like the guy. I feel like he should not play for us. I feel like I saw the game against Marine, and didn't he play that game? Yeah, he played that game. Against Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was so absent of the ball. He didn't. And these are like 8 division tier teams, and he has no passion, no desire of the ball, and I feel like he has to go to another club where he belongs, because Tottenham isn't the best club for him to be at.
No, look, I fully agree with you. To be honest with you, fully agree with you, my man. Fully agree with you. I can't disagree there.
Yeah.
Honestly, anything else you'd like to speak about, lad?
Not really, but can I plug in my channel? Because
of course you can, lad. You know here at the Irish Hotspur we like promoting, lad.
Tomorrow after the Irish Hotspur, I will be doing a stream. Just a hobby stream. Everyone can interact with me. I will pay attention to every comment, and I will have Will Stewart on. We will talk general Tottenham stuff, and it will be a great time. So I encourage you to join and chill out basically.
100%. Look,
And
I'll push everybody over there for you tomorrow.
I also want to encourage everybody to grab membership to the Irish Hotspur, because he has done an immense work to this community, and I want to just see him grow like immensely. So that will help him out much. So yeah.
You're too kind, man. I don't deserve that, but I really, really appreciate the words, man. I really do. And look, everybody, get over. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you smash a like on the stream. Show them some support. And if you want tomorrow, send me on the link to your channel. I'll get the link for your channel and I'll put it in the description below for you, man. And hopefully get you a good lift off the ground in the YouTube world. And what time is it over there in Norway?
It's 23:30, 11:30.
Oh, 11:30. Oh, so you're only an hour ahead of us. Not too bad.
Yeah, only an hour. Yeah, only.
Yeah. No, not too bad. Not too bad. And how did you end up stumbling across my channel?
It was through We Are Tottenham TV. I saw they were plugging in your channel, and I just wanted to check it out. And I figured out you're a knowledgeable guy who has knowledge about Tottenham. So I like to listen to you, and you're just a genuine guy, and it's just incredible how you grow so fast, and just keep it up, man.
Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate that, man.
No problem.
I was just interested to know how a man in Norway would find out about the Irish Hotspur, but I'm absolutely glad you have. I appreciate your support as well. I appreciate you coming on. Here. And I hope to see you on every fan show.
I will try my best if the internet is still up in the school, because they shut down at 1 a.m. here. So yeah.
Why is that?
So we can get some sleep, to be honest, and we managed to get up and into breakfast.
Yeah, no, probably a smart idea, lad. Because if not, you'd be on all hours talking on Spurs channels, talking Spurs, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
And look, I promise you now as well, I will get onto your channel and do a stream with you as well. All right.
Thank you so much. Yeah.
No problem at all.
The result tomorrow will be. It will probably be a draw. I would take a draw, to be honest. But I feel like we can push on to get a W, but I'm not sure. It's because just the state of the club and the attitude. It really just depends on if we turn up or not. I hope we turn up, because then we have a big chance.
Yeah. And so you're going with a draw tomorrow?
I think it's going to be a 1-1. Probably Bergwijn is going to score. No, I'm just kidding.
Look, I'm going to give you a pass. I'm going to give you a pass along with Joe, lad. Give me a big come on, you Spurs, before you go.
Come on, you Spurs!
That's what I want to hear. Big up the Smasher. Everyone else, you have something to live up to now. That's the come on, you Spurs I want before you end off the stream. Big up the Smasher, man. I appreciate it. And I'll tune in tomorrow, all right?
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to be here.
No problem, lad. Thank you so much, man. I'll see you later.
Thank you so much.
See you, bro. Let's get the next guest on. Let's not waste any time. It's everybody's favourite. He's a fan favourite. It's Arthur Everett. How you keeping, Arthur?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Thanks for having me on. Good evening.
No problem at all. It's a pleasure.
That's all right. Good evening to everybody. Hope everybody had a nice Easter. And let's get on. Let's get on and talk about our team.
100%. What do you want to talk about, my man?
Well, listening to Joe at the first man what come on, saying that, is it Steve Hicks, is it? Or that?
Steve Hitchen, yeah.
Steve Hitchen. I thought he was the chief scout for Spurs. You know, was he the chief scout for Spurs to head, to get players in for Spurs?
No, he is. Yeah, he's the guy there. But Joe was saying that he read an article and that I'm going to check it out after the stream myself. Joe sent me on the link to Twitter as well. But he says that he was promoted to the board as well.
Yeah, but well, we ain't got no chance then, have we, with him on the board? Because he ain't gonna, he's no good as he's like now. Then, on the board, he ain't gonna spend their money.
No.
Secondly, as well, why hasn't he found some good players like other teams have from the Championship and Division 1? Other teams and good players in the Championships. What we haven't. Why haven't we? When was the last time we, set for Rodon? When was the last time we saw us sign some good Championship players?
I think Sessegnon. I'm not sure whether Sessegnon was Championship when we got him. Jack Clark, but there weren't players ready to come in. You know what I mean?
No, that's right. That's right. I've never rated him really. And another thing I want to say, if Spurs want to go forward, you have to spend money to accumulate money.
Yeah.
Like getting us in the top 4 for the Championship League, where the money is.
Yeah.
You in the Championship League, you get more money coming into you. But
yeah, no, I agree with you. And this is another thing. You know what I mean? They can sit there and keep going the way they're going, but at the end of the day, it's like, okay, it got them. The model got them in the Champions League eventually and stuff like that. But after that, then if you want to compete with the big boys, you have to go big. Like it's not even that you have to go massive. Like we're never going to be a club like Real Madrid where you can fork out 100 million on one player. But it's about identifying the right player and getting that player rather than someone like that player. So for me, because like what it looks like is they look at a player and say, okay, we need someone like that, and then go 3-4 rungs down the ladder and sign. You know what I mean? It's not good enough. It's not good enough, Arthur. The whole recruitment side of it is shambolic and it needs to be changed.
Oh, it is. It definitely needs to be changed because it's been like this, like you said, for a long time now. We haven't spent like other teams have, and they've got in the top 4, and the money comes rolling in if you're in the Championship League. And also
that's the thing as well. Sometimes you have to spend to get there, and you then get your rewards. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to go outside your comfort zone to get your rewards.
That's right. That's right. Of course,
no businessman ever became successful without taking a risk and putting money in.
No, but can you see our club doing it? Because I can't. I can't see our club spending millions and millions on defenders. I just can't see it. And to me, Jose should have his say on the players, what he wants, not what Steve Hicks or Levy wants. They've got to come from Jose. It's no good to me, picking players what Jose don't like the style or won't fit into what he wants to do with them,
Yeah.
To me, it's got to come from Jose, and also about when players have bad games and Jose pulls them out, says, well, if you go to work and you ain't doing your job properly, you can get a bollocking. So why can't Jose give our players a bollocking without them running up in arms and everything else and all this player power and all this lot? No player is bigger than the club. No player is bigger than Spurs. They shouldn't keep on about. But if they had player power in Bill Nicholson's time, they wouldn't even got in the club. They'd have been out.
No. The thing is, Arthur, it's and it kills me to say it because, look, it's a different world nowadays. No one can, you give someone nowadays a good old-fashioned bollocking, which for me, it never done any harm, to be honest with you. But, they think the world's coming to an end. The world's crumbling apart and this, that, and the other, you know what I mean? And they just, people just can't take a bollocking nowadays in society.
Yeah, but why do they expect that they're not going to get pulled over the carpet if they're playing bad? Christ almighty, they get paid enough to represent. And like you said beforehand, all the travelling, they get first class hotels. Everything's laid on the plate for them. So all they've got to do is give 110% on a Saturday or a Wednesday night or whatever for the Spurs, for the badge.
Yep.
Play for Spurs. Don't, give you. I get frustrated when I see it. Not when I see other little teams giving it all, and then I see Spurs just couldn't care a monkeys. Some of these championships teams, if you watch them, they go for 90 minutes. They give all, but we ain't. And I can't understand why. Can't understand why they're not giving it all. It is the players. I know some of the players are no good. Some of them have got to go. But who's going to buy them? And who's going to come in? Like Sissoko. I've never rated Sissoko. I don't know why we bought him in the first place. They've got Winks there as well, not doing it. Sissoko's not doing it. Dyer's not doing it.
Yeah.
There's, that's nearly half the team not doing it. And
this is the problem at Tottenham at the minute, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And on the Bale one, I think they should let Bale go. Because how many good games has Bale played? You can count them on one hand.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that.
I don't think he'll get any better.
Yeah.
Look at this when we played Arsenal. I thought he might have done something, but he wasn't even in the game with Arsenal.
He was nowhere near it.
He was nowhere near it. No, that's right. And you see Harry Kane giving all. If it weren't for Harry Kane, I think we'd be in the relegation zone. Harry Kane gives all for Spurs. He's a leader. But why don't the other players take a leaf out of his book and play like he does? It's very, very.
I wish the same.
It's very frustrating, and no wonder people say Josie, but Josie can only teach them and train them and tell them what to do. If they're not doing it, well, you can't blame Jose.
Yeah.
That is my opinion. You can't blame Jose all the time. Yeah, sometimes, but 9 times out of the 10, it's down to the players. Their head drops. They can't. It's just sometimes I like to throw something at the telly. You know what I mean? To get them going. Yeah. But
no, I fully agree with you. I just have to take the super chat, Arthur. It's from Dark Sung G21. Big up Dark Sung G21. Really do appreciate my man. He says also, if that result I mentioned in my last super chat happens, we will be 4th place with goal difference. So I hope we win. Similarly to 6-1, to be honest. I hope Villa beats Liverpool 2 again, similarly to 7-2. Look, that would be absolutely insane if something like that happened again. I'm all for it, you know what I mean? I just want to beat United. I want to beat Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I really do. I don't like him. And I just want the 3 points. But sorry to interrupt you, Arthur, there. I just had to take super chat. I was really enjoying your passionate rant there. Keep going.
That's right. That's fine. They just make you so frustrated, Spurs, when you think they're not doing it, because that's like the Newcastle game. We should have beaten them. We should have beaten Newcastle. But, silly mistakes again.
They lose
in defence. They lose to silly teams.
Yeah.
But if we don't get some good new players in the summer, if we get some new players in the summer, then I can't see us even getting to top 4 next year. Because we've got to get some new players, and it's up to the board. But with that Steve, whatever his bloody name is, in the board. I can't see us doing it. You know, I don't know.
I can't. Look, all I know, Arthur, is that this summer they have to pull money out from somewhere and they have to invest, because if not, I think we're in for some dark days as Tottenham fans.
I agree with you 100%. And like I said, the only way to get money in to make us better is to lay out some money. You've got to lay out to get back in.
100%.
You've got to lay out to get it in. And the only way you get money in to keep our team at a good level is in the Championship League. So you get in, quite a bit of money coming in, which then hopefully you can keep in the team and just keep refreshing the team, it, players in all the time, to keep us at a top level.
But not doing that, it kicks
100%.
into touch.
No, 100%. I fully agree with everything you said there, Arthur. And I can't. There's nothing to disagree with. I absolutely love it. Full of passion, honesty, and fair as well. Absolutely love that assessment. But Arthur, what's your score prediction for the game against United, my man?
I hope it's 2-0. 2-0.
I hope so too.
I'm keeping my fingers. So too. Yeah, 2-0.
I hope you'll have the feet up, having a beer watching the game.
Yeah, I will be. Yeah, I will be.
You won't miss it.
I won't miss it.
Certainly won't miss it.
I have no doubts. I know he wouldn't miss it. Not Arthur, anyway. Not the Arthur I know. I know he wouldn't miss the game.
Well,
no.
He's very passionate about his team, believe you me.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that, and I absolutely love this rant tonight. Like, it really showed the passion. And I've also done a Spurs story with him as well, which will be coming out in the near future as well. But Arthur, I'm going to have to start flying through some of these calls now. But I really do appreciate you coming on. I know you text me already about you're potentially thinking about starting up a YouTube channel. What I'd say to you is go for it. You need any help, I'm only a phone call away, all right?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. I want to do it, but will people come and listen to me?
I'm sure they will, Arthur. You get a lot of love in any time you're on my channel or Matt Hayes' channel and that, and I'm sure they will, lad. But you'll never know until you do it, will you?
No. Thank you very much, David. I appreciate that, what you say. Thank you very much, sir. Well,
no problem at all, and I do mean that. You need help or anything like that, Arthur, for the channel or that. You have my number. Just give me a ring, all right?
I will do, sir. I will do. So
I have people saying, of course, they'll listen to you, Arthur. Of course they will. So you already have a fan base out here, my man. Really do appreciate it. Rob C saying to do it as well.
Thank you very much.
That makes him happy.
All right. Okay then.
Right, Arthur, I'll see you. You have a good weekend, and hopefully I'll be speaking to you over the weekend. Hopefully we get the win for you. Enjoy the game, and before you go, I want a big come on, you Spurs. You have to beat the Smashers. That's what I'm talking about. Big up, Arthur. Absolutely enjoy that, and I know everyone else here in the chat has as well. So you go and enjoy yourself, Arthur, and thanks very much for coming on. I'll see you again soon, all right?
Good night, everybody. Good night. Good night.
See you, man. See you. I really do appreciate that. Big up, Arthur, everybody. What an absolute legend. What a legend. I'm going to bring on this man next. I'm going to bring on Brian next because he has texted me. Sorry, lads, because he has to go and do get prep for his show. So, Brian, what do you want to talk about, lad?
So, first of all, mate, it's not a Friday night if I don't come on the David Harris show. So, it's always good to see you, my brother. And mazel tov and congratulations on your We Are Tottenham TV news. Couldn't have happened.
Thank you very much. Honestly, I appreciate that.
Honestly. So, what do I want to talk to you about today? So, it's a beautiful afternoon in Toronto. I was walking home from a bus station to a friend, and I had kind of an epiphany, and I've realised that once again already we are being led down the garden path. And the Pinocchios of the club are already bullshitting about transfers. So let's discuss this. So, who are our biggest transfer targets apparently? Sabitzer, Skriniar, Milinkovic, Anderson. Name me some others, David. Name me another two that you can think of.
Sabitzer, Milinkovic, Anderson. Oh man, there was a Coutinho one there, not so long.
That's a good one. Yep.
Vestergaard.
There you go. So you've just mentioned 2 other players, so that's 5 players. None of them are English.
And another lad from Sevilla, your man Carlos.
There we go. So there's another one. What can't we sign at the moment?
Yeah, Brexit. Yeah, foreigners.
We can't, mate, not even that. With the homegrown and everything, we cannot get any more foreigners until we get some more home players in, or we ship some of these bloody the foreign players out. So it doesn't matter what happens. We can be linked with Sabitzer. Sabitzer can want to come. Skriniar can want to come. Messi could want to bloody well come. It ain't happening because these foreigners aren't going to be leaving the club. And if they do leave the club, they're not going to generate the money that we need to bring these players in.
Yeah.
So everything. So it just hit me. We're doing it again. Where we put. Oh my God! Look at this. There's like a Mexican wave of people coming on. I'm starting a wave.
They've all been sitting there patiently. Why not get them all on, man? We can all run. We can all run together.
Come on, get this wave going. Get this wave going. Thank you, Jack. See, Jack's my boy. I love my Jack. I love my Jack. But yeah, what is the point? What is the point of talking about signing foreign players and getting our hopes up once again? Even Aguero, even goddamn Aguero. Very, very good that we get linked with them. I've seen this done time and time again under this goddamn board, and there's the boy Danny. Why do we let ourselves get suckered into this? We hear these names and think, oh, we're going to get the back in. Oh, this is going to happen. No, it's not. No. Daniel Levy, Pinocchio is at it again. He's at it again. We are not getting Sabitzer. We are not getting Skriniar. We are not getting Milinkovic. We are not getting Coutinho. We are not getting any foreign players until some of the foreign players leave. And if you could tell me that Sanchez, Sissoko, a Dyer who could, as Daniel rightly said, qualifies as Portuguese, or any of these foreign players we want to get out, Aurier, whatever, they are not going to amount to the level of money we need to get any of these players over the line. I want one centre back. 2 would be the best, but I don't care about anything else. That's what we need. But they're not coming if they're foreign. It's not happening. So every time we hear these rumours, everyone's got to remember Pinocchio is at it again. Pinocchio is at it again. And I'm Jewish. So my nose is a different area code to my face. So listen, when it comes to it, mate, it gets to the point, mate, listen, I always have a bit of a laugh at my expense, mate. I don't care. It gets to the point where we've got to start thinking, exactly, Robster, we need to start 100%. Shopping. Mate, we go to Waitrose or go to Harrods, but Holly even said on your show.
We just look at the shop window, Brian. We just look at the shop window. That's all we do.
You know what? Holly mentioned something the other day in one of your shows, David, where Holly said we're meant to shop at Waitrose, but we go to the pound store. My response to that was, why the hell would we go to the pound store? This is Daniel Levy. The 99p store is still open for business. Am I right? That's still open back home, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is the thing. I'm. Do you know what? As you all know, Passover's over now, so I can now go leaving mental. I've got a lot in the tank, but it just literally hit me. Literally 2 minutes before I called Danny, before we came on here, and I was like, "We're not signing foreigners, so everyone can come on and talk foreigners. We are Tottenham TV." Alistair, the great, the GOAT, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be in Alistair Gold. It's not happening. It's not happening. I'm looking quiet now and let some other guests speak.
Just before they do, I just want to say to everybody, there's over 100 watching. Get your super chats in for the panel. You know, you can ask them whatever you like. Also, smash a like on the stream. Subscribe on the channel. Where else would you get this? And also, become a channel member. Come on and join the Tottenham party. You know what I mean? Most importantly, get your super chats in and questions for the panel. So we're going to go to Will next. I know Will wants to show us his son's football.
It's the next Harry Kane in the making.
Yeah, no, I'm just here watching him train. So I just
we can't even sign Will Stewart's son, as great as he is. He's not English.
Not
Send
till he's
this
18.
video to Hitchin. Send this video to Hitchin. He'll sign him somehow.
If he's going cheap enough, Will Levy will definitely sign him. He'll always find a way to get a bargain.
Actually, I think there's a way. Will, from what I remember, Will's stepdad is English, so we can get him an English passport sorted.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do
yeah.
actually, but unfortunately, England's one of the only countries that doesn't allow adult adoption.
No.
So he's not able to get a green card from the UK.
Oh well, we're fucked. Yeah, I just want people to. I just want people to the panel to see what they say about my my little rant that I just came up with, and see if they agree with me, disagree, or I need to calm down and take a Valium.
No, they're all agreeing with you, lad. They're all loving the passion and the enthusiasm. You know, it's all here. They're all enjoying it, my man. Of course they are. Don't worry about that. But a question for Will Stewart, Tottenham therapist. He wants to know, can he play centre back?
No, he can't play center back. Just center mid.
Well, I'm
Center
sure
mid,
he
right
can.
back.
Look at our centre back.
We'll
I'm
do a
sure
better
he's
job
better
as
than
Sissoko.
Sanchez. Sanchez, he can play centre back.
He's too small to play center back now. Maybe when he gets bigger.
Oh, and another thing. If Lamela, like Danny said, if Lamela gets offered another contract, and Will, you're gonna honestly, I've figured out our defensive problems immediately. If we offer Lamela a contract, just give Ledley King another contract because he'll play as many games, and at least you get a centre back that knows what he's doing there. Bring back Darren Anderson. Bring back Darren Anderson. Let's bring them all back. Let's bring them all back. An injury jinx 11. I'm on fire, mate. I'm going crazy. I'll just calm down.
You're grand. Don't worry about it, lad. It's all about the passion. You're entitled to your answer, man. This is what this is all about. Well, big up Tottenham teacher as well, becoming a Harris Army member. You're an absolute legend. Big up. Also, lads, it's payday. Get them super chats in. Don't be as tight as Levy. Show me you're not a Daniel Levy and get the super chats in. We're gonna bring in Simon from Premier Hotspur TV as well here. Simon, how are you keeping, my man?
Not too bad, David. Not too bad, pal. Before Brian was having that rant about the players.
What do you want to talk about, lad?
Yeah, I was about to talk about Aguero before Brian said you can't bring these foreign players. I was talking about Aguero, David. I think he'll be a good backup option. I really do. A great free transfer. Absolutely. He's been offered to Atletico Madrid for 65k a week wages, and that is nothing. That is absolutely nothing. If I tell you now, we can work out wonders. I think he will be an absolute steal of a side. I don't know what you guys in the chat thinks in this on the panel here. I think Aguero, if we can somehow sort a deal out for Aguero, I think he'll be fantastic. Me personally, he's a winner. He's a winner. He wins. He's won Premier Leagues, and this is the sort of type guys we actually need around this club. And I know everyone's going to his injury record. He's 32, 33. But I tell you now, I reckon he can still do a job for Tottenham.
Yeah, no, I do too. I really do too. Sorry, who wants to speak there?
That's Brian.
Yeah, I just said we can't sign him.
We can, Brian.
But surely if he's already been in England for all this time, surely that wouldn't affect it. Surely we can sign him.
It will still count as a foreign player. It will still count as a foreign player. But even for me, right?
We'll get rid of some of these foreign players. We will definitely, seriously, in the summer. I'm guaranteed.
Well, I think we'll get rid of some, but I don't know how many we're going to get rid of. But I still think Aguero, as much as he is the player he is, he hasn't played a lot in 18 months. He scored, 2 goals in 18 months? 2 Premier League goals in 18 months. Do you really actually want to pay another player to get injured and be out for 75% of the games? And we don't really we can't take another risk and have another player like Aguero getting injured for the majority of the time, and we can't even use him. It's just, for me, as much as I would love to see him there, I don't think it's the right move for us.
If it's 65k a week, I mean, if he's injured for let's say 3 months of the season, that would maybe be convincing. Because 65k a week is, I don't know what Vinicius is on, but that's probably close to what even Vinicius might even be on. 65k a week is nothing in comparison to the rest of the
problem is,
that would be a pretty elite backup on 65k a week.
I get it, right? But
quickly there, sorry lads. I just have 2 super chats to get out of the way, and then we can let the conversation flow. Dark Sung G21, he says, I hope we can swap out foreign players to get better foreign players. We have 2 great British youth, hopefully coming in next season. I saw an article that Sanchez might go as a swap deal for the Serbia defender Milinkovic. No, look, with that, we do. I think we're expecting Dane Mbappe to be involved next year. That's Dane Scarlett, for anyone that doesn't know. Skip will be back in the team next year and stuff like that. So the actual homegrown quota or players that have come through the club, I don't think will be an issue. Dark Sung G21, but thank you so much for the super chat, my man. Really do appreciate it. You're too generous. And we have one here from Will Stewart. I was wondering where he's gone, and he's going to let us know how. Let us know now. Big up, Will Stewart. Really do appreciate it. He says, sorry, lads, my connection isn't stable. I'll be home in time for the 2 Bryans. Big up, Will Stewart, man. Absolute legend. No problem at all. I'll be in contact with you as well, man. Really do appreciate it. Everyone else, follow suit. Get your super chats in. Like I said, it all helps the channel grow and gets to the very, very top. Tottenham teacher was also asking me about the news. We have Tottenham TV news. Yeah, so before the match, every match, I will be presenting a show. Basically getting everyone pumped up for the match. I'll be doing the lineups, everything else like that. I think it's going to be a fan-forming show as well, so you, the fans, could come on and have a conversation about the game and stuff like that. And I really would appreciate everyone's support on the United game, especially for the first one. Big up the Harris Army, and I know you're going to do it. But sorry, lads, back to the conversation. Sorry, Danny.
Yeah, I'm gone, Danny. Go on. I just wanted to respond to something to Simon, but I'll wait till you finish.
No, that's all right. I was just going to say, I do agree with what you're saying, Jack, right? If we get him for free and we get him on cheap wages, right? Like, I was just looking at his stats for this season. He's played 9 games in the Premier League and scored 1 goal, right? If, for me, I wouldn't want him as the only backup striker. I think you need to have him as well as another striker, because if he's injury, if we get him for free, right, there's no transfer fee, we get him on low wages, you can't lose from that, even if he does play that many games. As much as I think it wouldn't be good if we were to lose, say, Vinicius as well, because I think if we can get Vinicius for like 10 million, 10, 15 million or something like that, then I think having Aguero and him in the squad would be really good for us. I think we could do with another striker, to be honest with you, right now. I think. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I think Vinicius, from what we've seen in the Premier League, I know he hasn't been given the chance a lot, but I think he's adapting. But do you think he's going to stay another season? Do you think they're going to try and work out a deal for him, or do you think they're going to go for someone else, or what do you think?
So the thing is with Aguero as well, Simon, is we might be able to get him if we get foreigners out the club. But the thing is, we have to get them out before he signs elsewhere.
Yeah, that's true.
There are going to be so many people in Spain or maybe in the Premier League that want Aguero that don't need to get people out before they can get people in. And we can't just say, oh, well, Aguero, can you just hold and wait a minute? And then you're going to have to deal with me because I'm a really loyal and trustworthy chairman and I offer great deals and I do. It's not going to happen. Will I take Aguero? If Kane is there, yes. As a backup to Kane, the guy knows where the goal is. For 65,000, 100 billion % yes.
Yeah.
But only if Kane's there. I love Vinicius. I love him. And I think there's a real I think there's a real player there.
He looks like he's got good finishing. Like you see him in I know against some of the lower teams he's played against, right? But his finishing looks really sharp. Like in and around the box, his movement as well is good. I think if he's given the minutes, right, to play, because Jose hasn't given him enough time in the Premier League, and I think if he's given a chance, I think he will. Once he knows the language well, is more accustomed to the league and the team, and I think he'll do an even better job next season. If you ask me, if he stays another season.
Yeah, he finished against Newcastle. His offside goal against Newcastle. He took that blind.
That was brilliant. Yeah, I was like, what a goal that was. A shame it was offside. It was a mile offside, but it was a great finish.
The people that hate Carlos are just people that have just been spoiled by Harry for so long that they forget that poacher strikers exist, and they're not so pretty on the ball and they're not so pretty on the pass, but they will bully defenders and make defenders think about them the whole game. They'll even shove over a defender if he gets the chance. It's just that kind of part of the game that people often forget about that Harry doesn't really do because he doesn't need to. Yeah. But it's that kind of striker that exists everywhere. But often you can I don't know. There are even Champions League games won off of like strikers like that. Example, Llorente. They're just kind of strikers that are not pretty to watch, but just make every defender kind of just think about him for the rest of the game because he's just a nuisance or a shithouse.
Yeah, I agree. Do you know what? Right, if we were to get, if Daniel Levy was to try and get like a sort of deal for him, right, to bring him in on a permanent transfer or even on a loan again, right? If I was those staff inside that Tottenham camp, right, I'd be like, mate, you need to get your spinach on, eat some of that spinach, bulk up a bit, and then see what you do in the league next year. Because if he bulks up, right, gets a bit more stockier, gets a bit stronger, he's going to be even more of a nuisance. And I think he'll be even better player in the Premier League next season.
Well, and Gusa, Lusambo says here, what time does he need? Vinicius is bad at ball keeping. Watch him and take note.
People don't realize that he bullies people.
10 minutes here, 10 minutes there.
Yeah.
I don't think he should have been taken up against Newcastle. I really don't. The guy needs minutes. Everyone says the guy needs minutes. When a player comes back from an injury or a player comes in, give the guy minutes, give the guy minutes. Well, we give them like 3 minutes, like Gareth Bale, like Danny said last week. Gareth Bale comes on to change the game with 3 minutes to go. Good job.
Yeah.
Good job. That's really, really, really helpful. How can you do it?
But you have to play. You have to play with Carlos to his strengths as well. We don't play to Carlos's strengths.
That's true.
He's a different striker to Harry Kane. He's an actual box in the box guy. He needs deliveries in from the whip into the box. And I tell you now, if we play to his strengths, he will be an absolute sensational striker for us.
It's like you said, Jack. It's like you said, right? He's a nuisance for defenders, and you can see it in some of the games he plays. I completely agree with you.
I likened him to the first time I saw him. I thought he was like Diego Costa. The first time I saw him, because he just has that he has that snarl and that like grit, and he's just like kind of
not scared of
something about him that you don't need to be pretty. Like people forget that like there's often a beauty in that type of player that just makes a defender just like groan and kind of like roll his eyes every single time he has to go up against him, because he's just going to be throwing little elbows and stomachs. He's just going to be throwing the defenders to the floor on the corner. It's just that kind of player that people forget about, that is just like can actually just grab a brace, and it doesn't look spectacular, but it's still a brace. And that's what Diego Costa lived on for years, and he was never that great on the ball or anything. But I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like Vinicius is that type of player, and we just forget those players exist.
Well, we missed the point. You know, the first, there's been 2 Premier League strikers that are still currently playing in the Premier League. So I'm not saying this season, but I've wanted for years and thought they'd be perfect for Kane because they're at their teams. They don't moan about being on the bench. One was Divock Origi, who would have done a job for us regardless, because he does it for Liverpool. He never complains, never does anything. And the other guy,
I don't want that clown anywhere near my team.
The other guy is Iheanacho at Leicester. We should have taken him from Man City.
No, that's
way before Leicester. they both sit on the bench. Now Iheanacho is doing wonders, but they both would have been the perfect things. They don't cause troubles at their club. Sit on the bench, come on and do their job when they have to.
You know, Man City was telling him.
But we already have a few of them at this club, the likes of Ben Davies. I don't want to be going down that route. Look, for me, I think Divock Origi, I don't think he has the quality whatsoever.
Not now. Not now. Years ago, I'm talking.
Yeah. Well, to be honest with you, thank God we didn't, because he's shit anyway, to be honest with you. So thank God we didn't in a way. But just back on Carlos Vinicius. Look, for me with Vinicius, I agree with what Simon was saying about playing to his strengths. You know, he's the sort of player, get the ball into the box. He's kind of like a poacher. He'll sniff anything that drops. He'll go and attack it as well. But with the sort of players we have, the likes of Son, players like that, that's never going to happen. We're not just going to put balls in the box for them. We have a lot more technical players than that. And for me, I just don't think a poacher is going to work going forward, because we've got away with it this year. We know Harry Kane usually misses about 2 months a season through injuries, and we've got away with it this year. So, like, if we did have Kane out for a period of time, is Vinicius the player to step in and get us over the line and get us the goals and drag us to the points we need? I don't think so. I just don't think so. I don't think he's good enough. I do think we need to look at somebody, because in the Premier League, especially at the top level, look, with Diego Costa, I get it, he was a good player, but one thing he had is He would always show for the ball. He was snappy and snarly with Vinicius. A lot of the times I see him, he's always in a position where he can't receive the ball. And for me, I just don't think he does enough. Look, obviously he has time to time to grow and time to learn. But where we're at right now, I just don't think he's the answer. But TK sent in a super chat here. He says Aguero's on 230k a week. Can't see us paying that. Like Brian, I'd love to see Vinny play more. Looking forward to your new show on Sunday. Thank you, TK. I really do appreciate that. Lads, do you think we'll pay his wages?
Sorry, before you go, I'm going to have to log off now because I've got to go meet Brian to prepare for the two Brians. And if he's listening, which I think he should do, very, very shortly, there should be a link in your live chat, which will be for the two Brians. Come on, have some fun. We're going to be talking. I've actually got a mutual friend of mine and Danny's come on that I didn't know was a mutual friend till about a week ago. Nick, who lives here in Toronto, showing us some of his favourite Spurs memories and videos. We're having a fan show. We're having a good little chat and a good little laugh. The forfeits for the two Brian scoreline is going to come on. So we're on at 7 p.m. Toronto time, 12 your time. Everyone feel free to come and join us at Tottenham away. But David, once again, top show, top guest, my man. Love you to bits. Everyone else, I will see you soon. Brian. Take care, guys.
Brilliant to have you on, lads. Brian, just before you go, look, I don't mind staying on till about for another half an hour. You know what I mean? And then hopefully, then people you can drop the link in and just continue get on. You know what I mean? If that's what you want to do.
Will do, my man. Will do. But thank you so much for your support as always, Dave. And guys, have a great weekend. Please, may Spurs make it a good one. Please. And we will all speak to each other over the weekend. But have a great one, guys, and all the listeners and watchers. Like, subscribe, share, and come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Big up, Brian. Everyone, get over, check out Tottenham Away. Absolute great channel. Great lads on it as well. You won't regret it. I never, ever steer you, the Harris Army, and everyone else viewing in the wrong direction. Get over, check it out. It's going to be a good show tonight. And big up, Brian. Love his input. Love his passionate rants about Daniel Levy as well. Absolute brilliant. Right, lads. David, what do you want to talk about now?
I want to ask you a question, right? Realistically, right? So if we don't keep Vinny on next season, who do you think that Spurs are going to go for? Because we're going to need a striker, right? That's obvious.
Ivan Toney.
But I want to ask all of you guys this question, right? Who would you realistically want? I mean, for me, I would love Danny Ings because I think he's the best player because I actually think we'd use him more if it was Ings because he's actually a better quality player than Vinicius. But I want to hear what you guys think, and I want to see who you would like as a striker realistically.
I'll let the boys go first because it's their time, and I'll just give you mine quick and last because everyone, if they watched Friendly Meets during the week, they would have seen who I wanted in.
I have Ivan Toney, I feel like, in my head. I've also heard about Andrea Bellotti from Torino because Torino are getting relegated this season or could be relegated or likely to be relegated. I think they're in kind of some financial dire kind of moments.
And Daniel Levy sniffing all over that if they get relegated.
Yeah, and I think he said there's some aspiration he had for the Premier League. I think he would be similar to Vinicius, but just more an improvement and just more experienced.
Yeah.
That would be the one that I think I would be actually really excited for because I think he could play alongside Harry Kane and then not only just be a fantastic substitute when needed.
Yeah, I agree. I think Bellotti's a great
shout.
He
could be cheap, so I've heard.
Simon?
Yeah, Bellotti, I think Jack, I think he's 25 million, something like that. If the Torino are in trouble, it's about 25 million, 30 million. So that's that'll be a cracking deal. But to me, we're looking at a striker that who's going to want to play second fiddle to Harry Kane because when Harry Kane's fit, we see with Vinny, he's on the bench, doesn't hardly get no minutes. Would Danny Ings want to come to Tottenham? He's a brilliant striker, Danny. Absolutely, I'll take him all day. But would he want to come play second fiddle to Harry Kane? I don't know. But
especially
with an Ivan Toney, I think he's actually smashing up in Brentford. Can he do it in the Premier League? It's another.
Someone like Ivan Toney, right? He needs games. He can't sit on the bench. Yeah. I think he's one of those players that he needs to be playing to be impacting the team. And you need someone who's kind of a little bit willing to sit on the bench. which is going to be very hard to find. But I think, Jack, I think what you said about Belotti, I think he's a good shout because he's confident in himself, that boy. He's been around for a while now, quite a number of years, and he's consistently scoring a lot of goals in the Italian league. So if they were to get relegated and we get him on a cheap, for me, I think that'd be a great deal there.
Yeah, and I've heard the 25 mil shout, and then I think it's it could be worse on top of relegation because I think we're forgetting the pandemic market, and then them going down to the Serie B and having to climb up. I think they would have to let go of a lot of players, and I think whatever somebody gives them for Belotti, I mean, hopefully not too many people would be in for him, where they would have to compete. But if nobody's competing for him, we could get him for less than 25 mil.
Yeah.
Also knowing Levy's snaky kind of business style with transfer fees anyway, so I could see that. And it would just be a class backup. It'd be kind of like one of the best number 9s that hopefully he'd be willing to sit behind Kane, but that'd be one of the best ones you could get.
Yeah,
I do think on him though that there will be a lot of clubs in around Europe for Belotti, and I think that will become an issue. Like, he's going cheap. What club around the world isn't going to take a punt on him? You know what I mean?
If not another Italian team.
On Ivan Toney, look, the guy's 25. I actually thought he was younger. The guy's 25. So, by the time you bring him into the Premier League, is he going to take to the Premier League? I don't know. I think where we're at now with a second striker, I think Danny Ings would be a great option. I think he's 1 year left in his contract come the summer. So, Southampton will be in a position, if he doesn't sign one, to kind of listen to offers. So I think you'll get him cheap enough. Another option for me, if they go down, would be Callum Wilson from Newcastle. Because for me, I want a striker that, like, if you're looking at the bench for someone to come on, or if you're looking at someone to fill Harry Kane's boots when he's injured, I want someone that I actually believe when he gets a chance, he's going to score. I'm not hoping. I know that, there's a good chance he's going to score. He's going to put it away. I don't want to be sitting there hoping, he connects with it right, or he does this, or he does that. We're at a point now where when we're bringing in players, they have to be ready to go. Maybe next summer transfer window, we can start looking at bringing in players and giving them time to settle in and whatever. But this summer, we have to sign players that are ready to go.
What do you think of Odsonne Edouard from Celtic?
Do you know what? He has all the attributes.
He's supposed to be leaving this summer to any club, but he will be leaving this summer.
He has all the attributes, and I like Edouard.
And consistent.
But for me, it's the inconsistency. He's one of these players. He plays when he wants to play. If he's having a good day, he goes out and scores a hat-trick. If he's having a shit day, you know what I mean, he wouldn't hit a barn door. Again, and look, Scotland, it's just a step above League of Ireland, to be honest with you. You know what I mean?
Kane?
Sorry?
Would he? I feel like that was another one where I feel like I don't know if he would sit behind Kane and kind of a substitute kind of position if he were to move to the Premier League. That I feel like he would want to move. I don't know. We don't know the guy.
What do you think, lads? What do you think on Edouard?
I think, as Jack said there, he's very inconsistent, especially playing in the Scottish League. You know what I mean? For Celtic, but he's definitely a good striker. He's young, he's strong, he knows where the goal is. But yeah, I do worry about he's inconsistent, especially playing in that sort of league. It's absolutely terrible league. But no, it's not a bad option. It's not a bad option, David. That's quite a good shout from Jack, actually.
It is. And lads, there's I've seen this name come up so many times by different people. Patson Daka. We'll give all of you a chance. So we'll start with Danny. We'll go to the Smasher, back to Jack, back to Simon, then back to me. So take it away, Danny. Do you know anything about Datsun or Patson, whatever you want to call him?
I've seen not too much games of him, but I've seen a little bit of him, and I listened to a bit of what they talk about him on chat shows and radios and things like that. And from what they say and from what I've seen, he's a brilliant young player, right? But someone like him, he's going to go to a bigger club because he wants to play first team football. And I think, I'm not sure if I'm mistaken, right? I don't know, but I think something about his agent was saying that he would only go to somewhere like Spurs if he was the number one striker or something like that. I think in the summer when we were linked with him, I think I read something like that. And that's obvious when you're a young striker, like playing like that, the way he's playing at Salzburg, he's like, that he's supposed to be the heir to Haaland, basically, at Salzburg, where he is now. So he will want to go to a club like maybe like a Dortmund. If I personally, what I think, if Haaland goes, I think they're going to get him. I think that's who they're going to get to replace Haaland if he goes, because that's how I see it. I would love him at Spurs, absolutely love him. I think he'd be a brilliant player. He's quality. He's so fast as well. He's very composed at finishing. He scores a lot of goals, but again, it's a young player who's not got Premier League experience, and someone like him needs to be playing. And sorry, no one's going to take Harry Kane's position, are they, really? No one in the world's going to take Harry Kane's position.
No. Maybe me. Maybe I'd have a chance, lad, if I laced up the boots.
Stick Jose Mourinho up front, or maybe Daniel Levy. Tell us to put Levy up front.
I'm telling you, lad, I'm a serious baller, and I'm not taking the piss when I say that. I know I'm carrying a bit of weight, lad, but you never lose the touch and the feeling in the boots, man. Never.
Very true. That is very true.
I would take you at centre back, Dave.
I know.
Where? Centre back?
I would, yeah.
Look, I do a job there either, lad. If you want me to be your Vidic, get me to come out ahead of the ball. I'm an animal, lad. I'll eat their head, lad. Not a bother.
Be better job than Sanchez.
I would, lad. At least I'd know where the ball is. Honestly, Sanchez needs to do an advert for Specsavers because, he just doesn't know where the ball is. He pisses me off, man. He pisses me off with delusions. TK here with the super chat. He says, Ings wants to go to Man City. Callum Wilson is 29, so last big contract for him now. How about Josh King, as he's devalued now? Levy would love that. Ings to Man City. Yeah, I could probably see them taking him, to be honest with you, if they don't have the hundreds of millions to spend. Callum Wilson is 29, I know that. But the thing is, we won't have to offer him a massive contract either. That's the thing, you know what I mean? He's like, if he doesn't go to Tottenham, he's not going to get a massive contract no matter where he goes. You know what I mean? If he gets relegated with Newcastle, no matter where he goes, he's not going to get a huge contract. Sorry? Especially
if they get relegated. Definitely he'll take a contract at someone at Spurs.
100%. And he shouldn't even be at Newcastle. He should be at Tottenham by now because we should have already took advantage of that. But lads, we'll go to the smasher with this one. What do you think of Josh King? Bear in mind, he is on loan at Everton and he absolutely doing nothing. Fuck off.
Yeah, he would be a budget of Holland, to be honest. Yeah, I think he would be a good backup for Kane. He would be great to put on in like the 17th or 18th minute, 80th minute. I would take him, to be honest, but as Brian was talking about the homegrown players, we need to buy homegrown players before we buy foreigners. So I'm not sure about that one. But I would honestly take him, but it would be a controversial purchase in my opinion. I'm not sure. What do you think?
Josh King, no, definitely don't want him. To be honest with you,
no chance.
Lads, what was I going to say? I had something on my mind there. I can't even remember what it was. Go on.
I think you said Daniel Levy found his credit card.
What was I going to say? I can't even remember what I was going to say now. What was it? Oh yeah, Smasher. I want to ask you, man. Haaland's cousin, is he cousin or brother that's playing over there at the minute? I believe he's smashing in goals.
Yeah, in Brina. Yeah, I think he has a cousin. I'm not even sure about that. Because I think he has a cousin that's playing a football in the professional. It's actually where I'm from, to be honest. So I have not seen enough from him, but I know that Holland is a great has a great potential, and yeah, if we could get him, that would be great. But he wouldn't probably not consider us.
Well, you need to get down and scout him for us anyway. That's what I say, man. That's what I say. Well, lads, we're going to keep the conversation moving. So I know you all come on and you had stuff you wanted to ask me. So, Jack, I know you have a couple of questions. Do you want to ask one of them?
Yeah, I feel like I could switch it to this where anybody could interrupt me at any time, because it goes back to that previous episode you had where you were talking about why is it that our defense, as well as our midfield, keeps losing it within their own half, and why we're basically the worst team in the league, or in other words, the best team at the league at that. And I broke it down, I feel like, into 4 different ways. I feel like one of them is we always have Tanguy next to Højbjerg in the holding midfield positions. Højbjerg is always sitting right next to the center backs and available to receive the ball as an outlet when they're under pressure. But Højbjerg, when he receives it, isn't like a Thiago or a Jorginho or something and receiving it, or a Kovacic, where he can carry the ball or find a pass that he already knows that's available. He's good on the ball, but he's not world class in that regard. And Tanguy, a lot of people have criticized, which I think is true. He does want to receive the ball and maybe take a couple of step overs and kind of slow the game down a little too much. And so they're kind of both not great options for that outlet. The next thing you could go to is that Toby is our only center back that's even quality at all in possession. And so when we're not playing Toby, it's already kind of a nightmare in terms of that regard. And then you move on to the third one, and that would be Lloris. And Lloris is, despite how much of a servant and how classy he is and how cat-like he is, he's never been that quality on the ball. And he does always look a little panic, even when he has, like nobody near him. Right.
And his distribution this season as well has been shocking.
Right. And then also the other thing on top of that is that if we even have remotely in the moment a high line, he doesn't like to be that sweeper keeper. And so then there's not even the option to pass back to him if we do win it in a scenario where we want to just keep the possession and slow it down. And then finally, I think it just goes back to, sadly, even though I hate to say it, Jose. Jose's never been known as like a, possession masterclass. He doesn't necessarily been known for teaching his players how to be in the right positions. He kind of just, in a sense, expects his players to know how to be in the right positions, which is fine. I mean, in plenty of scenarios, they should be. But if you combine all those other things on top of the fact that Jose isn't trying to revolutionize possession thinking football, it's kind of just, my opinion, the explanatory for why we're basically the worst team in the league at losing the ball in the midfield.
We don't even have the players to play possession football.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. Like we're top of the league.
We don't even have the players to play proper football. Basically.
Yeah. And like you seen the stat that we're top of the league for giving away passes in our own half. You know what I mean? 911, top of the league. How do you expect to play a free flowing attacking football when you're at this sort of stuff? You know what I mean? And it's just not good enough. But Simon, what do you think?
Yeah, I was going to back when Jack there is when he said about Tanguy playing alongside Pierre there.
Yeah.
Me personally, I think we're playing Tanguy out of position. I think that's why we give the ball away too much in that area. I think Tanguy should be pushed more further forward. David, I told you this before about Tanguy should be played more forward, and we need someone to play alongside Pierre in there. All players are free. Players are 4-3-3. And let Tanguy free, and let someone come play alongside Pierre. That's why we give the ball away too much, because Pierre Tanguy is not that kind of player. He doesn't like tackling, doesn't like that. He just wants to get the ball and go forward. And Pierre is left doing all the job on his own. And seriously, he covers a lot of ground in that position, and that's why I give the ball away too much in that area.
Well, that's where. Sorry, go on, Jack.
I was just going to quickly say, I feel like on top of that, Tanguy likes the tight spaces in the final third. That's where he's world class. That's where he's the best in the world almost. Yeah. It's like in the final third, right in front of the 18. I think even in versus Newcastle, he gave Harry two different sitters. I mean, we're not expecting Harry to finish all of them, but still those passes were world class, where it's just like tight and he has like a second and he can just play it around somebody. That's like that 10-yard pass. And if in like the center defensive mid, the holding midfield, that's a whole different type of tight area. That's a whole different type of tight space where it's like, I don't think he can't think that way, or at least he hasn't learned how to. It's not like the Thiagos of the world where he just like Thiago, when he receives it, he already is like 3 passes ahead when he receives it. And that's how he doesn't need to take more than even a touch.
Well,
sometimes.
I think
Tanguy has to take 2 touches. He has to take 3 touches. And I think it hurts us.
Well, I think like the first 11 games, right, when we were playing up until that Liverpool match where we were top of the league, Tanguy was playing like as a number 10, right? And he had Sissoko and he had Højbjerg in the middle. And what them two were doing at the time, they were doing a job, right? Especially Sissoko, right? Because he was doing a job. He wasn't doing the best job, but he was doing the job that he was told to do. And them them two in the middle, they were covering the defense. They made it look like at times we were like a back six, or like they were just, and people couldn't get through us. We couldn't, we weren't conceding. But, and then you had people like at the top where Tanguy would just take it forward. He could, he like you said, he's so easy. He gets out of those tight spaces so easily, and that's where he's best at. And I think since Jose's moved him back into the middle, you've seen it at times where he loses possession a lot and he misplaces passes a bit more because he tries all the nice stuff. But even though sometimes it does come off, and we've seen it, it's just, I think you need someone. Like, for me, I still think it's going to be so different next season if we have Skip there. Skip and Højbjerg for me next season, that is what I want to see. I don't care anything else. That's what I want to see. Anyone else, and if you're going to have a midfield three, you play Ndombele or whoever we get in front of them. That's how I see it. Yeah. Because I think since Sissoko has kind of tailed off, right? I think whenever it was November or December, he just changed. Something changed in him. And for me, when I saw that change, when I saw the reports, when he came out to one of these media outlets and he was saying that his agents said that there's clubs they're interested in him and he's got offers and stuff like that, and he goes, we'll see what happens after the Euros. So for me, that's already saying his head's gone. He doesn't want to be at Spurs anymore, right? Him that's saying that he's not playing for the badge right anymore. He's lost it. And I think he also has come out as well about saying about how he doesn't like Jose's tactics and it's different to how Poch was and this and that. And for me, it's just like you can see he's one of those players that just doesn't want to be there, right? So, yeah, since he's stopped playing the way he was at the beginning of the season, I think we've lost that a bit more of cover for Højbjerg. And I think that's what we've missed in that midfield. And I think until we get that back, until we've got someone who's going to actually help him and do a proper job. And I actually think Skip will complement him because Skip can drive forward. He can drive forward, right? You've seen it. If you've watched Norwich this season, I know it's the Championship, but it's still a competitive league. It's still a tough league, right? And I think he's got all the potential in the world to do it in the Premier League. From even when he was playing the little cameos he did, you could see how good he was in the Premier League. Even you could see it, and he's now had a full season of football, where they're going to win the title, right? And he's been one of the stars in that team. So, for me, I agree with John.
Big up, John, by the way. Big up, everybody. Get over, check out the John Cooper show. Brilliant show.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
No, I agree with you. Look, for me, I do think Skip has all the potential in the world, and I want to see him back here next season. Even if Norwich get promoted, don't want to see him loaned out to them. No. I want to welcome Marcelo to the stream, guys. Before we let Marcelo have his say, 120 people watching. Open the wallets, get the bank card out, send in a super chat. It really helps take the Irish Hotspur to the very, very top. It's payday as well. Don't be a Daniel Levy, especially if you're enjoying the stream. Most importantly, if you can't, smash a like on the stream. If you're new, make sure you smash a subscribe on the channel. Marcelo, what do you want to talk about? What do you want to have your say on, man?
Just to add to that, I got my paycheck, and immediately I went down. I saw that join button, and I became part of the Harris Army. So while you're at it, become part of the Harris Army. Come in.
There's only one David Harris.
Come on. Oh man, I'll miss the United game, so I won't be there to watch it. I got to be working for that, but I will be at the Everton game and Southampton game, and then in the final. But look, listen. I know this is sad, like there's some bad, like it seems like a dark times, but honestly, I kind of been like, I've been so tired of being negative. You know me, David, I hate being negative.
Yeah.
That, like, I'm looking at the rest of the season, and I'm like, if we beat United, I think we'll get top 4. I think we will. I think
do too.
I think
that's going to give them a confidence boost if they beat United.
Yeah.
I think because last time when we beat United, we went on a run.
Yeah.
But then since then, after we lost to Liverpool, we kind of fell off. I think the confidence in the team, like we just need a big win right now, like a big win against a top 6. We beat United, guys. I'm telling you, we can turn the season around. And I think if we beat them, it'll give us confidence in the final. And then if we win the final, I think top 4 is in the bag. I think the squad will be riding a lot of confidence. So there is still a lot of ways Jose can run. Turn this season around. Now you're gonna think I'm crazy, like, oh, Marcelo, you're Jose out. But I always say it like it doesn't mean I want him to fail, man. I just really hope he beats United.
That's
like Like I saw one guy, right? He retweeted my thing. I tweeted out like, if we went to Carabao, I might cry, bro. I admit to that. Like
I am
this
crying.
season,
I am
yeah,
crying.
We're all gonna cry.
yeah, like
We've been crying so long.
this season, like we've been so starved. Like I'll cry. And then he said, "No, I'll be more happy when Jose gets sacked than winning that trophy." I'm like, how is that your mentality? I don't get this fan base, man. Like, how is your mentality
That's
that
not a
you
true
would rather?
fan.
No, yeah, exactly. Like, I don't get this like Jose hate. Like, I am Jose out, but I don't hate the guy. I have no agendas towards him. No
Jose haters
agendas.
are just as strong as the Jose ultras.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't get it though, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. But look, we can do this, man. We can win. We can beat United. I think we can go and we can get top 4.
I think so too. I just have that cheeky little thing in the side of my head that keeps telling me, we beat United, top 4 is coming, Carabao Cup coming. But ultimately, if we don't beat United, I think it's all going to fall apart.
Yeah,
Joe
absolutely.
Grimes says here with the super chat, big up Joe. He's answering the call, my man. He says, here comes the money. Here we go. It's WrestleMania weekend, guys. Get the super chats in. You tell him, Joe. And look, I'm not a big fan of wrestling, but WrestleMania. Why I love an out wrestling move though. I have to say that I do love dropping a few people's elbows here and there when the time is needed.
I wish we could do that to Daniel Levy.
Huh?
I wish we could do that to Daniel Levy. DDT.
Well, I have a special one for him. I have a 5-star frog splash lined up off the cage, lad. He's getting the special, lad. He's getting the special. But guys, do you think we will get top 4, guys? Honestly, and we'll start with Simon and work our way around.
Yeah, as what Marcelo said there. We beat United. That'll give us massive confidence going into the rest of the season, and I think we do. And I think I'm telling you now, we will finish top 4 this season. I think the key is to keeping the players fit now, get everyone back. Starting with United, and hopefully we can play Toby. Toby can play every week now. It's only one game a week now, and if we can get Toby and Rodon some consistency in that back line, because that's where we need it. Consistency.
I don't think Toby will ever play. I don't think personally. I don't think Toby will ever play after those comments. I think they might have Marcelo. I don't know, man.
I don't know. I expect
I've
him
got
to play
a funny
on Sunday.
feeling about that as well. I'm kind of feeling how Marcelo's feeling. I've got.
I think it's going to be Toby and not Toby. Rodon and Sanchez from now on.
Yeah,
I don't think Toby will ever play. Yeah,
I'll be quite surprised if he does.
And honestly, that's all on Mourinho, man. You chose to, I'm sorry, I can't defend that. This is the guy, you and I, David, you talked about it. You said, he was one of Jose's biggest backers. And then just to throw him under the bus like that just made no sense. It made no sense to lie about that stuff. It just didn't.
What Cody Mack says, he's the mole. He's the mole.
You think so? I don't know. Like,
he's one of them. I think he could be one of them.
I don't know. He really wanted Mourinho in. I don't see why he would just all of a sudden turn. He was one of Mourinho's favorites.
His career, he probably doesn't care.
Yeah, but does he really want to fall out like that? I don't think he's that type of guy, man.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Only defending the conspiracy for no reason.
Yeah, I don't know, because like a couple weeks ago we were all talking about him being one of Mourinho's biggest backers, and then all of a sudden now, since Mourinho turned on him, it was like now he's a mole. Like I don't get where this opinion changed. It's like 1 week he's his biggest backer, and then the next he's a mole. I think Mourinho was just trying to get, I don't know, the squad a little bit agitated. It's just something that he does. Yeah. He likes getting the squad, fired up, kind of get them, to kind of argue with each other, push each other. But I don't know if that's going to work with this squad, man. They're too mentally weak, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Look, regardless, we need a big summer. I'm at the stage, I literally could not give 2 fucks who the manager is next season. I just want a new squad. Because if the squad doesn't change, we're in for another long, painful season. No matter whether you bring in, the president of England, Boris Johnson, to come in and manager, or whether you bring in Eddie Howe, it doesn't matter. You're going to get the same results. Dark Sungji 21 says, if we beat United, we are 52. We are on 52 points. Chelsea draw or loses, they are on 51 or 52. Liverpool loses or draws, they're on 49 or 50. And West Ham lose, they are 52. If we level with West Ham with 52, then we will be 4th with goal difference. Absolutely love that. Dark Sun G21. My guy, he loves a top four chat, this does. He absolutely loves a top four
No,
chat. But
mathematically,
honestly, man, keep pulling out them incredible stats. I want you to know I really do appreciate them, lad. I really, really do. And thank you for the super chat. Big up, Dark Sun G21.
Yeah.
Big
Like
up. But lads,
mathematically,
keep talking away. Keep talking away. I was enjoying this.
Yeah. So, Simon, I'm sorry to interrupt you about that whole Toby and Rodon one. I just don't think Toby would play, but continue on.
Yeah, no. To me, I can see Toby playing at the weekend. I think Toby's going to come back into the weekend, and I think we will beat United. I think at the weekend, and I think this is going to kick us on now for the rest of the season. And I think we will end up top four. I've got this feeling now we'll end up top four because I think Chelsea and Leicester's got to play each other. I think like teams in that top four have got to play each other yet, and I think there'll be points dropped. And I think it's a massive weekend actually because Liverpool's got Villa, West Ham's got Leicester, Chelsea's got to go away to Palace, and there are no easy games. And I think if we could beat United, there'll be a massive weekend for Tottenham.
I just hope results, look, obviously I hope they go our way, but once they go our way, our players are just going to rock up there and, stink the place out.
Yeah, absolutely, David. But I just think if I don't know what you guys think about about playing Bale on Sunday. Do you think Bale will start on Sunday, guys? He's been out in the cold.
He has no passion. He's done. He's done out here, bro.
Yeah,
he's done out here. He's done with football.
He's gonna walk himself back to Real Madrid, just like he does on the pitch. Walks around.
He can fuck off. He can start playing golf. I was so disappointed with the things he said. And I'm Bale's one of his biggest fans, man. He's the guy that started, made me start supporting this club. But he fucking let me down, man. Saying those things, he can fuck off back playing golf and Madrid. I'm done. I'm done with wasteman, bro.
Deep with you, Marcelo, with Bale.
No.
Look, he can go back to Madrid, get his hair done, tie it up in a bun and go and tee off at the first hole of Madrid. Because the more I actually think on the situation, the more he is actually annoying me. But we're going to get the Smasher and Jack's thoughts on this as well.
Club legend, bro.
Thoughts on top four?
Yeah.
Whatever you. I'm Gareth Bale.
I could see him earlier. If he did start on the right, he's good against United. I mean, he's had historic games against United in the past. But that's all I can say. I would pass it off to the Smasher for that.
Yeah, I said earlier we bought him again, and when we bought him, I thought it was going to be a mistake, and it has simply been that. I don't see him as a successful purchase at the club, and I believe it was just a simply mistake. I love the guy. I grew up with the guy, but I believe the club made a mistake because his wages are so immensely high. I don't know what you think of that.
Do you know what? Right. What pisses me off so much is the fact that Bale has scored more than Lamela and Bergwijn put together.
Yeah,
shocking.
That's what pisses me off. It
just goes to show how low grade quality the rest of them are.
Yeah, well,
but I'll say this. I'll say this about Bergwijn, man. I know he doesn't score the goals, but he does show passion.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He does fight for the badge. He's just not good enough.
I just quality over passion and fucking everything else, because we're not getting anything at the minute. I just want quality now. I couldn't give a shit about passion. Couldn't give a shit about if he licks Jones' arse. Couldn't give a shit if he fills up the water balls before training. I just want quality.
To be fair, we were leaking a lot less goals, and we looked more of a stronger side, counter-attacking wise, when Bergwijn was playing.
I thought when he was playing, right, what he was doing from the games that I watched when he was playing, right, he opened up space when he was running. He opened up space for the other two players, like Son and Kane, and that's why they were so effective in the early stage of the season. Because you see, I can't remember what game it was now, but there was one of the games where he dragged two players. I think it might have been the Arsenal. Was it Arsenal game? Second goal.
I think it was a City game. He dragged two players, gave Son, and no baller went over the top. So now, though, beautiful goal, fantastic.
Yeah, And that's what I've seen him do a lot this season. But yeah, it's a player who's got no composure, no confidence in front of goal this season.
I was livid with him after the Liverpool game because I feel like if he hadn't missed those sitters, I feel like it would have been an entirely different game. That one-on-one that he had with Alisson, I thought was almost like a clinical point in the entire season, because if he had buried that, it would have been an entirely different game, entirely different mentality. And I don't know. I still have nightmares of him missing that.
Honestly, we would have fallen apart regardless, lads. Don't
I'm a romantic about it, but I thought it was.
This is something that's been creeping into my mind all day. What Paul Markey is saying here, and it's my fears if we do make top 4, unless we get major team investment over the summer, we will get badly embarrassed in the Champions League. But just to add to that, for me, I think if we get top 4. I think Levy's just going to sit there and say, so what was all the panic about? Clearly I don't need to put in as much money, and that we won't see the investment we need. What's your guys' thoughts on that? And we'll start with Simon and work our way around the panel.
Absolutely, David. Daniel Levy will be rubbing his hands, as you said there, mate. If he ends up top 4, he'll say, here you go. Joe just got us into the top 4. We don't need to spend money. So
he's wiping his ass with 50s.
Yeah. So
he's blown his snot with his 50s.
That's true. What I'm saying. So I think we need a Champions League for the money situation. I mean, but the board's not going to spend the money. So it doesn't. I don't care what everyone says. It doesn't matter where we finish. This board will not spend a penny in the summer. Seriously, as I said, it will not change. So we can finish. We can finish 4th. We can finish 6th, 8th. This board ain't going to change. To me, personally. So I can see where that guy's come from.
Yeah,
no, that's fair enough. We'll go to Jack next.
Yeah, I mean, I could see. It's hard to know. Like, I feel like it's like whether they're really reading social media and Twitter, and like whether they really feel the pressure of it or not, because fans aren't in the stadium, so they aren't feeling the nastiness from fans. And then it's just whether they pay attention to social media and whether they believe in the power of it. Because if they read Twitter, they would know that they need to invest. But if they don't, then that just, further proves Brian Daigle every day, and then it would just fuel, every evidence that there is to say that they're just only riding off of the success and will only rely on managers to kind of pull water into wine kind of seasons.
Yeah, no, 100%. Marcelo?
Look, that is a big possibility, man. He did back Pochettino before Pochettino got top 4. He got him a lot of the, some of the players that he needed to get top 4. It was kind of interesting. After Pochettino did get top 4 consistently, that's when he kind of stopped backing Pochettino. You could say that was because to build the stadium, but to go 2 transfer windows without backing your manager, unacceptable. Unacceptable. And it's kind of crazy when you think about it. Out of the last 6 or so transfer window, we didn't spend on 3 of them. We didn't spend on this January transfer window. We didn't spend on the January with Pochettino, 2018, or 2019, and then we didn't spend in the summer of 2018. That's 3 out of 6 windows where we have not spent any money. I don't know about the stats, but I feel like that's got to be like a club record. That's got to be like, no, I don't think any other club has gone
that
without.
Season, that summer where we didn't sign a player was the first Premier League club, or first club in the Premier League history to not sign a single player in the summer window.
Again, another first today. Brilliant. Yep. First and something. I'm delighted.
That's crazy.
We're first in, isn't it? I'm sick of it.
You know what's crazy? That season we ended in a Champions League final, and imagine if we gone out and actually spent money on just one big player.
That was a season. That was a season where we went for Grealish, and then Levy was trying to get him on a cheap. Then the Aston Villa owners, the new owners took over, and then we tried to get him. They tried to offer another few million, and they said no, you need to pay what was it, 5 million more, 10 million more. He was like, no, I'm not going to do it now, just out of stubbornness, because he wasn't going to get what he wanted to get get Grealish for in the first place, just because of the new owners. He was trying to get the same deal that he had in place with the old owners. Doesn't work like that, mate. You fucking pay what the new owners want and you bring him in. And Pochettino, I think, was gutted that summer because he wanted Grealish. He really wanted Grealish. Imagine if Grealish was in our squad right now. It's it's sickening, mate. It's just
it's a piss take. We'll get the Smasher in here as well. We'll let the Smasher share his thoughts.
Yeah, I feel like if we get to top 4, he maybe would consider a little bit purchasing some, but I'm not sure because Levy, he just want to keep his money in his pockets. I don't know. I have no hopes for the summer, but I see all these links guys we're linking with, Sabitzer, and we have been linking with them for ages, but we can't get him over the board. I'm not sure, man. I have lost faith in him, and I just can't see. Yeah, I just can't see us paying for crap in the summer. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think we've all lost faith, my man. Dark Sun G21 says here 4-1. Some with a brace came at 1. Stevie with 2. Dark Sun G1, only I'm allowed to give the Kane prediction, lad. The Harry Kane air prediction. Don't be taking that from me, lad. He says, I hope Stevie plays because last season he scored against United, so I hope he can get his first goal. No, 100%. Look, if Stevie plays, I'm going to wish him well. I want him to play well. But for me, he's just not offering anything, and I'm just sick of praising like wingers for tracking back and doing this and doing that, and not praising them for what they should be doing when they're being paid good money for it. But big up Dark Sun G21. Thanks very much for the super chat, lads. We are going to end off in about 5 minutes because Tottenham away lads are going live and they're going to put the description in below. So everyone get your super chats in, show your appreciation for the screen. Get your questions in for the panel as well. And I do want to give Simon time to plug his channel as well.
Yes, guys. As before I plug mine, get up to the Irish Hotspur, David. Absolutely fantastic. He absolutely brings fantastic shows, guys. So get over to him. Memberships, super chats, a lot over to this guy. He's absolutely fantastic. And if you want to follow me, guys, I'm Premier Hotspur TV. I'm on Insta. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. So if you want to go follow me, I'm over there, guys.
No, look, everybody, he didn't do it right. Everyone, get over to Premier Hotspur TV. Smash that subscribe button on the channel. He absolutely deserves it. Himself and Matt, they put in a lot of work, a lot of hours, and I know they have big moves coming up. So keep going, guys, and everyone else, just get over there, show them the support. He's grafting away. He's already over 400. Let's get him over to 500. Let's show him the power of the Harris Army. Let's do it. Simon, if you're going to plug your channel, do it right next time, lad.
Hey,
He's too humble. He's too humble.
Yeah, way too humble. Way too humble. No, but big up. Honestly, everyone, get over, check out Premier Hotspur TVs. But lads, before we do end off, is there anything any one of you would like to talk about there quickly?
I want to say something. I heard Daniel Levy's going to build another skywalk.
Probably will. Sorry, lads. You can't science a bit, sir. There's a second skywalk coming. That's what's coming. 100%.
Honestly, if that does happen, I might just question everything about why I support this club.
Yeah, he's going to send you a personal. You're going to get a letter in the post, Marcelo, personalised to you. Look, sorry we couldn't get Milinkovic. We're going to keep shipping goals next season and give you a heart attack because honestly, the skywalk, it's important we get a second one in because we need to line our pockets.
Fuck off, man. I'm so done with this board. But look, I just want to say, I know, talking about the negatives, it's easy to get down, but let's just hope Jose can turn the season around. I don't think the negative, pessimistic side of me believes that he's not going to do it, but it's better to be positive than negative, I always say. So let's just hope he does do it. Let's hope we get top 4. Let's hope we get that Carabao Cup. And listen, guys, top 4 in Carabao Cup would not be a bad season. It would not be a bad season. Yeah. So especially considering how it's been in the Premier League and how it's this squad is, top 4 in the Carabao Cup would be a fantastic season, and it's doable.
To add to that, right? Jose Mourinho's face, if he was to do that at the end of the season, oh my god.
Glorious.
Oh my god. His face to the media, to everyone.
The
It'd be unbelievable.
be glorious.
Yeah.
Listen,
Unbelievable.
I already told David this. If he does do that, I'm Jose N for life, bro. Like I will never flip flop ever. Like, dude, I'll be in that seat and I will back him until like it is no like until he's gone. You know what I mean? Because like if he does do that, then that guy he's the guy, man. He's the right guy to stay at Spurs. But it's gonna be tough, man. He's got a big, tall task, but that's why we brought him here. That's the issue. We brought him here to do this, and my expectation is that he's gonna do it. So we're gonna beat United. I want to say 2-1. We're gonna go. We're gonna keep continuing. We're gonna continue a streak, and then we're gonna shine Pep's head. We're gonna give him a little nudgy, and we're gonna teach him why Tottenham Hotspurs is always bigger than Man City because they have no history. They have no fans. You know those 2,000 fans, bro? They're all Chelsea fans, bro. They're all like away fans just wanting to watch the match. So we're gonna have
there's no fans since that Man City hat knocked them all out.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. We'll have the home field advantage at Wembley, bro, because those 2,000 fans are coming from Spurs. Those are real fans, bro. I'm telling you. So, just having the fans on the ground is going to be a massive advantage for us, and I think we can do it. 90 minutes of football, anything can happen. Anything can happen. So let's go. Let's keep going. Let's believe. It's not dead yet. It's not dead yet. If we lose to United, could be a different tune. But I want to keep hopeful. So let's go.
Look,
come on, you Spurs.
When top 4 is dead, you will see me on here with a suit, shirt, and tie because I'll be holding a funeral for it. I'm not messing. But honestly, that's a great exit, Marcelo. Smasher, give yourself a little plug. Then we'll pass it on to Danny, up to Jack, back to Simon, back to me. Then we're going to end it. Smasher?
Oh, what was it? I didn't hear.
Just give yourself a plug there, man.
Oh yeah. So tomorrow after your stream, I will stream on my channel, The Smasher, where I will have William Stewart on. We're going to just talk general Tottenham Hotspur stuff. It's going to be a great chill stream. It's going to be my first stream as well. So hopefully you will consider joining. I will take care of every single comment as well. So yeah.
Brilliant. Big up. Everybody look out for that tomorrow. 100%. Danny, where can we find you? I've seen you on a number of places. If people are looking to get you on or anything, where can they find you?
Danny.
You can get me on Instagram at Danny Kiriakou. I'll plug it in down below. And I have got a channel in the works. So there's a platform we're doing. It's we're going to do a kind of football with a coaching twist and psychological aspects to it. But we're also going to have a bit of comedy in it, so we've got quite a lot of stuff planned, so you'll see that coming in the next few months. It's something we're working on, so there's a lot of groundwork we're doing at the moment, but it is coming, so watch out for it, guys. And I'd love to have everyone on there as well, because we're going to have a lot of different kind of debates on there with rival fans as well, so we're going to have there's a few people we've got lined up already, so it's going to be good fun.
No, I look forward to it. You ever need me, Danny? Just
100%, David. 100%.
Brilliant.
Yeah, me too, man. Me
Jack?
too.
Definitely.
You can find me over at Tottenham Away later. I think I'll be on there later. Give them a subscribe. Follow them. They're hilarious. They're lighthearted. They're knowledgeable. I mean, they check all the boxes. Just like David here. I think if you like David, I think you'll love them.
Stop it. You're making me blush, man. Stop it.
There's only one David Harris.
He comes from Ireland. He's number one.
There's only one.
In a Spurs wonderland.
But if you guys overhear that's the Shabbat siren that is near my house. That sounds like a World War II siren. But I was gonna say if you like my voice or you like anything I like to say, follow me on Twitter at Jack Kanicki if you've seen my name before.
How'd you say it, just so I can get it right for next time? Sorry.
I don't even know how to pronounce my own last name because I think it's
Kanicki. Is that what you say?
Kanicki. I say Kanicki, but that's not even how it looks like it's spelled. I just say Kanicki because that makes it easier.
Right, we'll go with that.
But yeah, after Ellis Island, I don't know how to spell my own last name, so it's kind of tough. But I would say if you like me on Twitter, you can just see me rant about PSG fans and Man City fans and blood oil rich clubs and It's just moralist fans and stuff like that. So that's pretty much, if you like to hear about that, then follow me on Twitter.
Brilliant. And Simon, do it right this time.
I ain't doing it right, David. That's all, guys. If you want to see more of me tomorrow night, guys, 7:30, Tottenham preview with Manchester United. We have got bits and bobs from the Football Terrace. If you've watched the Football Terrace, we've got bits and bobs on tomorrow, so it should be a good one tomorrow, guys. And a watch along on Sunday. So get over to Premier Hotspur and just go and follow David. I'm just a little fish in a big pond. He's the real one.
Nah, too kind. Every single one of you. Look, lads, thank you so much for giving up your time today as well. I really do appreciate it. Quick super chat here from TK. He says, we will smash Man United 4-2. Time for Son to score. Screw the negativity. Come on, that's what I'm talking about, my man. Absolutely love it. But look, lads, we're going to end it off there. The two Bryans with Tottenham away, they're about to kick off. So let's give them a chance. Get over there, check them out. Another for all you crazy Spurs fans, the Harris Army. Get over there, check them out, because I know you cannot get enough content, and they're the next ones going. And then after that, I'm pretty sure you'll have Will Stewart on the graveyard shift. But honestly, lads, I want to say a massive thank you to the panel for the time. A massive thank you. We'll start again. A massive thank you to all the super chatters for your support for the channel. A massive thank you to all the channel members. A massive thank you to you, the Harris Army, and anyone else for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you smash the subscribe on the channel. It really helps with the YouTube algorithm. Get your comments in below. You know I always get in below and interact with you. Maybe a day or two late, but I will interact. I want to give a massive thank you to everyone who's helped this channel grow to get to where it is with all the super chats and channel members. You're all legends. Until next time. Oh, no, sorry. Get over Sunday. Check out the We Are Tottenham TV show. It's going to be an absolute belter. It's going to be an absolute brilliant show. I need all your support, all your love, everything else you can give me. Big yourselves up. And I also have my preview coming out for the match at 9:30 tomorrow. Marcelo, do you want to say something quickly?
Yeah, don't forget about Frenemies. Frenemies on Thursday. Me and David Harris, we're going to square up, bro. I'm going to defend Sonaldo. He's going to defend Harry Kane. It should be a heated debate. Don't miss it out. Don't miss it, baby.
No, it's going to be a great one. And you know what? The amount of people that said to me they're really enjoying Frenemies, man. It's absolutely overwhelming. And honestly, Marcelo's already given me the warning. He's sending the fire shots. He says, David, be ready, be prepared. Well, I will be. I'm the Irish Hotspur. It's been great chatting to everybody. I've really enjoyed this Tottenham fan show. Look, I'm going to say it now just for the game on Sunday. I haven't said it in a couple of streams. But in Jose we trust. Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on.